Morning, team. Morning. We're back. We are back. Hope you all had a good day yesterday or a good afternoon. Can you believe it? Sod's law. As soon as I got off stream, market started moving. Didn't really move much during Powell. And once Powell finished, then, we were off to the races, weren't we? Fortunately, I traded it in Discord with the team. We caught some really nice shorts, had some really nice reads for that retest of the low. But overall, what do you need to remember? Well, daily chart, here's Monday's range, here's Tuesday, here's Wednesday, all right? We are tightening this range right now. We have an inside bar yesterday. Today, currently, we have an inside bar. We're hugging between what? 5-day and top bowl. That's what we're hugging at the moment. Main pivot points all the way down here at sort of 650. This low from Friday, high from, what's that, Wednesday, all right? That's the main pivot point that we're looking for. Underneath there, bears can take a little bit more control. Underneath there in a reclaim, bulls can add in that pressure. But right now, we are still remaining in a bullish uptrend. Let me just figure this out so I can see you guys. There we go. All right, so overall sentiment still bullish right now. All right, still bullish. You can see we're in a very big uptrend. We retested last week, held, went higher. This is a pullback. It's still holding. Any pullback here can still allow higher prices. Do not get obsessed with picking the tops. The easiest short will come underneath here and underneath here. Okay, definitely this would be a trigger short if we can't hold it. Until then, be very, very cautious, right? Nothing more than a pullback. Let's move into the hourlies and we can start making a bit more of a plan for today. You can see the hourlies starting to look a little bit busy here, which is quite annoying. We'd like to clean up some of these levels because I hate having this many blue lines on my chart. It's very annoying for me to look at, but we have to respect it. All right. So what did we do yesterday? Well, so far, we've left that inventory trapped at the highs. All right. Overnight, Monday players are trapped up here. Yesterday, we chopped here for, well, best part of the first hour, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, 4 hours of chop before finally we had the follow through. What did we talk about here yesterday? I said, I'd love to see a second leg. Second leg will make this a much easier play. Leg one, pullback, leg two, and no follow through after leg two. All right, after leg two, what happens? Well, we basically retest this area of demand. Make sure you can see all this. We retest this area of demand down here. All right, this is your low that created the high. All right, so we expect a reaction off that. All right, you don't expect this to just come slicing through it. So on the second leg, we found a bid down here. We printed an inside bar, followed by an inside bar, followed by 3 o'clock, started to get that drift higher, and into Asia, we pulled back into this old block and we found a bid. Right, so here is the start of the uptrend. Now, what I would say is this is now a second leg. 1, 2. All right, this is going to be the key pivot, I'd say, for this morning session. All right, this sort of 850, 860, 850. Hold that, and we can continue this channel back up towards supply. You can see it's already reacting at this level. All right, so I would say there's a lot of internal liquidity to be built here today between these two levels to start. All right, if we push up here at the open and we fail, there's probably a short back down into here with runners for a retest of this low. I wouldn't be getting short beyond that. All right, you would need to see it build out more liquidity here, reject to come lower. Do not just get short down here, you will get hurt. If at the open, all right, we go on a bit more of a flush down into this level, maybe previous day value area low, and find a bid, then we're probably looking for that long to retest supply. All right, and if we fail down here and we get stuck, we're probably looking for that short to retest this low, and maybe if we're lucky, take out previous week value area high, and then we can reassess. Overall though, remember, we're bullish. This is a pullback, potentially to go higher. Where would the trigger squeeze be? Well, definitely once we start getting through sort of these levels up here. All right, we've got liquidity up there. You can see it's quite a flat top. All right, if we start getting back up towards this, maybe something like this, and building this, then we can look long for a continuation through all-time highs once we get through these levels here. All right, once we let all these bulls out. Until that point, we're currently trading between previous day value area low and towards the point of control. Haven't reached that yet. So I would be cautious. If we push up here at the open, I would not be surprised to see a bit of a pullback and then a reset. So I kind of want to let the morning shake out in these ranges, see which side it wants to build liquidity first, and can build a bit more edge from there. All right, you can see it above the same thing. All right, there's your first push out, pull back, push out. There is a wiggle in here, but it's still one leg. All right, this is key. Do they hold this and go for those highs? Do they get stuck underneath and come down here? Once we get down here, do we double bottom or sweep and then go right back up the top? All right, that's what I'm kind of expecting today. Something in this kind of range. If we get acceptance above here, all-time highs. All right, let's have a look at the mag and everything else together. It's looking pretty similar across the board, folks. All right, so if we look at ES, you're looking at fairly similar here. I don't know why it's not. Oh, got you on the wrong one. Sorry. Fairly similar here. Let's get rid of all this. All right, just missing this old low by a little bit, so maybe it comes to clean this up later. This is a bit of a flat bottom, but second leg stuck right here. Does it trade down and up, or does it sweep and then come up, or do we trade up first and then offer that trade back downside inside previous day's range? Remember, we're inside previous day's range. We expect some rotation. All right, this is very similar to the NQ. Here's the low that made that high. There's the retest of that low. There's the push up towards 50%. There's supply in here. This is going to be the key. If it gets stuck here, it probably drifts down lower to see if buyers step back in. If they don't, we probably go for a sweep, and then maybe it can trade higher. If we trade under 680s and get stuck, there's a deeper move. All right, very, very similar. I have to be able to play both sides today because it's going to offer both sides, unless bulls completely take over or bears completely take over. But I'm not convinced about that right now. VIX, all right, you can see VIX yesterday finally broke out. We kept talking about that divergence all morning. VIX was printing higher and higher, breaking out of here. We weren't seeing the sell side pressure, and eventually it ripped through these highs, and we're starting to see it come back into this channel. All right, into this channel. If it finds a bid again, you'll see sell side pressure. If we roll all the way back down towards the low teens, then buyers will take control of this market. Let's have a look at the mag, because that's what I'm really interested in this morning. So Apple gapping up, all right, very close to all-time highs at this point. It wants its all-time highs, building out a range here. I'm going to treat anything down here as a pullback to go back for all-time highs. All-time highs currently at 60s, all right. I think that's what it wants. I think it just wants maybe a little pullback in here. Maybe it doesn't even need it, and then 60s, and then breakout for new territories. Nice gap up on Amazon. All right, so Amazon was very heavy yesterday on that sell off the open. There's the two leg, potentially trying to hold this for what? Inverted head and shoulders for that move back to retest supply into 27s, right? So Amazon, it will need to hold that New York view up, basically. You won't want to see it break down underneath yesterday's lows. Goog, still in that range. It's been here for a little while now. If we just zoom out a little bit, a little while now, no acceptance really above 54, no acceptance really above 51. Basically 3 points to play with here until it finds acceptance above or below that. Lots of chop. Meta, deeper pullback there, nice reaction off the lows though. Let's just zoom this out. Yeah, same kind of thing as the Qs. If you think about this low was the start of this move. It's pulling back into it. Can it base here for return up? If it doesn't, and it gets stuck under 750, 750's big round number, might well puke out from there. Microsoft, same thing, same story as the others right now. Big slide yesterday, starting to try and see if it can find an upside bid to come and retest 512s. Doesn't look fantastic. Nvidia, all right, did it sweep the top side of that range? Did it go from one side to the other? Oh, almost. I'd say it's still got some unfinished business. All right, failed breakdowns, reclaim range, inverted head and shoulder, top side of the range. You'd want this pullback to hold sort of 78s and then explore higher at this point on Nvidia. And then Tesla also had a pullback after a big shove. Got to be careful that it's not backside here. Leaving buyers stuck up here right now above 30, 31s to 35s. It's going to have to reclaim that to get mega bullish. And as a whole, as an index, we should be gapping up slightly. Yes, we are. Same story here on the mag. So you can see this looks just like QQQ. So the mags look just like QQQ. Second leg, starting to try and find a turnaround. Can it find a bid into here? Once it gets there, does it trade up or does it get stuck and trade back down towards these lows? So mag as a whole look very much like the Qs right now. There we go. Let's have a quick look at the 5-minute. You can see this volume shelf into 44s. All right, if they protect 44s, if they protect around here, they will look for that move back up to test 39s. 39s, yeah, 40s. So if they protect 44s, there's potentially a 100-point move through thin structure. If they fail 44s, then I'd imagine we come down and sweep further. If we push at the open and we reject 44s, 944s, there's potentially a trade back down to 844s. Oh, my ears have just gone weird. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. All right, so that's what we're looking at. Range rotation, very highly possible. Inside bar right now. This would be the second day inside bar. Zoom this in a bit. All right, so you have to be willing to play both sides of it or just sit it out, let it build out its range, right? It's currently trading between the thin volume nodes, basically. Where did we say? 44s, 44s. All right, this is the range it's going to build out in. It will make a decision. Fail breakout up here will lead to a range rotation down here. Fail breakout somewhere down here will lead to a range rotation back upside. All right, if we stay, bullish above this, then we look for all-time highs. Bearish below this, then probably a range rotation back down to the lows of yesterday and maybe to clean up previous week value area high. Overall sentiment, bullish. Do not forget that. Overall, higher time frame sentiment right now in this market is bullish. It is not bearish. We had one pullback day. It does not mean the top is in and it's time to sell everything. All right, I'm just going to get a tissue. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, let's see who's in here this morning. Good morning, Muhan, NRS, Jesse, Dawson, Clint, Jeff, DJ Noah, Glenn, Peter, Richard, Silem, Shane, John Dennis, Thumper, Troy, Toby, Bill Burke, Market Eyes, Contorted, Dean Winchester, Raphael, Mike, Calypso. Who else we got in here? Bart, Sergio, Brandon, Real Trini, Red Candles, Eva Steen, Zar Trader, Ken, Christy, Marek, ERF, Harinda, InfoRisk, Massive, Chris, Red Candles, thanks for going over the Mag 7. Didn't have time this morning before work, so got a quick rundown. No idea, mate. You're welcome. Who else was saying? Owen J, good morning. LMNO, Firewater, Nihao, Peter, Bradley, Dojon, Jack Hopkins, welcome back, mate. Priska and Jeff, good morning, everyone. Morning. And Agath, there we go. New one coming in. Let me just reply to this guy on Discord. Okay, here's the morning open, folks. And let's have a look at the mag. Most of the mag opening up green other than Goog, which is likely to go red to green and just did go red to green. All right, so we're pushing up towards this supply level. Remember, this is where we've got stuck overnight. All right, it's all the way up here. There has been some pressure here. Why? Because buyers are stuck above that. It was the start of the first leg. Reclaim that first leg, we probably go and reclaim supply all the way up here. If we push up here and fail, then we can look for that downside action and a retest. All right, remember, after a strong move like we had yesterday, easiest play will be something, if we're going to pick it up long, some form of retest of this. It might even need to sweep, and then we play the reclaim. If we stay heavy, then we can only really think about shorts for continuation. It will mean momentum is strong, location's not great, but we'll just have to see what structure we can get. Zoom in these a little bit. Currently, we are trading inside of previous day and inside of Globex. All right, so that should be a bit of a warning sign to you that we are in a range rotation market right now. You are inside a 2-day range. This is the 3rd day here, and you're inside of Globex. All right, coming down to this first key level, London low right here, 47s. See how we act into that if we protect it. And so far, seeing a little reaction here. We're also opening up right at these two VWAPs, which is never ideal either. Come on, what's going on with you, TradingView? Come on, TradingView. Where's everything gone? It's not the first time. There we go. So fail breakout this morning. Seeing some sell side pressure coming in Goog and Oracle and Apple, but only light. Waiting to see how we shake out. Let's just remind myself. News at 10 o'clock, new home sales, nothing major. Booklet's a bit quiet this morning, I will say. Booklet's pretty quiet. Most liquidity on ES is upside right now. Not much liquidity on NQ at all right now. Drifting down in towards previous day value area low, maybe closing the gap here, and then we can see what's what. So they look like they're selling through here, looking for that retest towards the lows, and maybe they're going to pick it up. If and when we get down there, obviously we've got Globex, we've got the Asia low. We're just trading into London low right now. Under this, we can keep trading down if it really wants. Let's have a look. ES holding up pretty strong here, holding VWAP and its 5-day moving average. QQQ also at its 5-day moving average and high time frame algo. Sorry, no, it's not. That's the spiders. Q's coming down to close the gap. All right, almost to that gap fill. So shorts here working this morning, not in anything yet. Waiting to see. That was all a bit too quick without cleaning up all the way up here. So let's see. Here's the gap fill, and let's see if they now start coming in for this bullish sentiment anywhere around here, or if we're going to stay heavier and want to clean up previous day lows and the hourlies down at 50s. It would not surprise me to see bulls either stepping down or stepping down there for a bear trap. Time will tell. Time will tell. Gap now successfully filled. ES got a long way to go if ES is going to do it. Right, ES now fading underneath VWAP. SPY stuck at its 5-day. NQ has filled its gap and is starting to find a bit of a bid in front of previous day low and PDC. All a bit too early here, so just going to wait. Watching ES trading back into VWAP right now. Need to wait for some structure. It's a decent sell this morning. Interested how we operate around here. Do we offer a buyback somewhere like this, or a double bottom down here, or do we need to clean this out first and then do it? This is strong selling so far this morning, but the mag not really following suit. So it's a reaction of PDC so far. You would expect them to try and have one more leg down rather than a V-shaped recovery, but we'll have to see. ES holding on pretty well. I'm going to remove this because we've traded through it. Value area low offering a good buy right now. Chat between that and VWAP. I'm just going to wait for a bit more structure to build out here. A bit more structure first. Why trading views? Flicking the mouse around like that. All right, back towards VWAP. Spiders at their 5 days. Q's filled the gap. Microsoft now looking gone green to red. Google green to red. Apple green to red. So market closing its gap. Do they retest this low now and have follow through for the Globex? That's what I'd be wondering. Or do they protect this and previous day value area low and trade back upside? So like I said, I'd always like to see a second attempt lower, which is what we're starting to see now. And if bears get stuck under here, they will get stuck and will probably rotate right up to New York Open. If bears get success underneath 40s, they will probably take out value area low and then trade back down into Globex, and then we can wait to see if there's a recovery or not. Just being patient here. Momentum since the New York print has been downside, that's for sure. Apple now 0.5% down, Google 0.5% down, Microsoft 0.33% down. Rest of the market looks good. Tesla over 2% up. Nvidia just under 0.5% up. Meta looks like might go green to red here soon. Amazon 0.83% up. Bit of a mixed bag in the mag right now as they start to settle down. Here's the reattempt of value area low. This is going to be key. Do we see follow through underneath this now? And if we do see follow through underneath this, we should clean up Globex. So trying to short from this bear flag, already taking a little small partial out. Like I said, I like a second leg. If we protect this, we probably squeeze higher. I want to see if we can get follow through. Here's value area low again. You can see they're trying to bid off this right now. We should see follow through here if they let this go. ES already letting go, and we're looking for that Globex if we can. I want to be very, very cautious here because this is a level they can definitely trap at if we don't see clean follow through to the downside. So already paying myself. Rejecting those 30s looks good. Can we see some follow through here on the Qs? The answer is no so far. Protecting value area low for now. So to wait to see if they offer a follow through play or if we're going to now trap and play back upside, in which case we will play longs. Like I said, you have to be willing to play both today. Still short bias at the moment until that shifts. Here's their follow through. Value area low key. Once we snap that, we probably come and take out 8/10s, and then we can trade back down to previous day low possibly, and maybe clean up underneath. And then there'll probably be a trap down there, unless there's major sell come in, which seems unlikely right now. Wiggling around at this previous day value area low. ES with a clean sell. ES looking to fill its gap by the looks of it at the moment. Wouldn't be looking for longs until we reclaim these highs up here and VWAP. So out of this, wait and see. If we can reclaim all of this, then there's maybe a long trigger squeeze back up. Shame we didn't get a bit more excess put on down here. Until then, potential sell. Mag an absolute mess right now, all doing different things. All right, here's the squeeze back up then. All right, so willing to play this long if we start recovering previous week close and VWAP. Otherwise, not willing to play anything long. Has to put in higher highs and higher lows. Otherwise, I'm not willing to take it. And you've got divergence as well. So VIX finding a bid off that 1620 from yesterday and putting in a decent move here this morning. So major divergence. Again, I would hoping this divergence was going to end with the new contract, but apparently not. Yes, it looks like it wants to close its gap, honestly. Which doesn't require a lot, another 14 points or something. New lower day ES, NQ holding on. Yeah, major divergence between the two again. Oh, I hope the rest of the year is not like this with this divergence. I really hope the rest of the year is not like this. Don't want to close out the quarter like this. VIX almost closed its gap to PDC. ES protecting in front of its gap. NQ finding bids after closing its gap. Remember, the long trigger will probably be around 55 to 65. If they start recovering that, there is probably a long trigger. Until then, do not be taking longs yet. Well, unless you're a value player. If you're just willing to bid off that without structure, it's not how I play like we talk about. I would still be looking for lower until it can prove. Retesting towards that gap here. Lack of follow through so far. Once we let go of value area low, we'd probably go Globex like I talked about, and then you'd be looking at previous day low and then the H1 levels underneath. All right, so if we snap previous day low, we're probably going to trade into previous week value area high, which is 750s. We are in a liquidity building phase of this. Do not forget that. No follow through. Zero follow through here. This feels like yesterday. Market's gone to sleep. Range has tightened up. We're trading in like 20-point range again. Very surprised market's acting like this on a new contract. SPY coming down into high time frame demand. No breakout to the upside, no follow through to the downside, just more chop here. We did say we'd probably get a lot of range rotation. This is what we're getting right now. And we've slowed right down, unfortunately. I don't really care what we do next. We just need to do something. Can't sit here all day. Microsoft trying to go red to green. Goog having more sell pressure here, as is Apple. Yes, not closing that gap. So trading back up towards the VWAP. I wonder if they sell the VWAP here to close that gap, or if they're going to leave it open, which will be gross because it was pretty close. What's that? I needed to trade a couple more points down to close this gap fully. All right, squeeze trigger will be a reclaim of this area here. VIX not closing its gap either. Oh my God, what is that candle? Yeah, stuck at its 5-day in VWAP. Just got to let this build out here, folks. So it feels like yesterday, doesn't it? Just 20-point range, nothing happening. I don't want to become the liquidity, so we'll wait. You would expect this to want to come and clean out down below, but given how long we've been here, it is possible that lots of bears are piling in. If they don't get their wish, they will get stuck. Normally, you'd expect it to come and clean out Globex at this point. But we're just trading into where we found bids from in Asia. And opening range now set, and we've had no exploration outside of that yet. So you can just wait. If we slide through value area low, maybe we come and clean out Globex. And if we slide through that, maybe we get lucky and come and clean out previous day low. Somewhere in there, though, there's likely to be a bear trap. Google and Apple, the only ones red right now. Market is just at a standstill. We're not moving. ES almost filled its gap. It's going for the gap fill. New lower day ES. Is NQ going to follow here? And we're already holding PDC, remember, on NQ. We've already closed that gap. You would need a slide through value area low to see if we're going to explore past yesterday's value. All right, so there's value area low again. If we slide through this, you can clean up Globex and previous day low. If we don't slide through this, bears will get stuck. Remember, bears will need a breakdown. Think about how many bears have come in here. We were short here, covering here. They're all getting caught in here now. Lots of volume being built up. If we do this, there's a squeeze. There can also be a failure and back down. If they don't get the breakdown to here and here, they will get stuck. Same thing over and over every day. Trading sideways is where people get stuck. Let's put some volume on here now. Okay. VIX back to PDC. Microsoft dancing around PDC as well. Opening range 76 points here, folks. Not huge. We're underneath anchor view up. We are at and around the opening range low, which is also previous day close and value area low. It's a potential place where buyers, higher time frame, might want to step in. ES and SPY have still not closed their gaps. There is a lack of follow through here. We would love to see us just clean up the downside and clean up Globex. It's going to make it easier. If they set a bear trap here without cleaning that up, it's going to be quite hard to play with all those lows dangling like that and a lack of excess. But let's see. And they get follow through. Here's the attempt at the orb low. Is there any follow through this to clean up Globex? There's not even much action on the book. You can see the orders traded here. It's not great. It is not great. It feels like a very slow morning here with the lack of news. We've got news at 10, but it's only home sales. All right, there is the opening range. Is there follow through? Do we close outside or do they trap now that they've just cleaned that up? Globex down here, previous day down here. This is a cleanup of this level. I would be very, very careful now if they turn this inside after cleaning this up for this all the way back up. Yes, getting very close. If you're in the short, you got to be paying yourself. Still no gap fill on ES or spiders. Came very, very close. Video might go green to red here, folks. Watching it carefully. Dancing around just in front of its PDC. Same story with Microsoft. Might see some selling coming in here. If they go green to red, you might see us clean up here. All right, can we get expansion through Globex? If we get through Globex, then we're looking PDL. Here we go. Just shy of Globex there by a tick. All right, remember, this is higher time frame demand, so be careful here. Here's Globex. Nvidia's just gone green to red like we talked about. Be very careful. So TP1 here hit. TP2 beat previous day low on this short. Come on. Nvidia selling. Come on. No follow through again. Retesting Globex here. Needs to stay heavy versus Globex, and then you'll get previous day low. Reclaim it, then you probably won't get it. Yes, now it's slid through all its gaps. It's completed its objective there. If they reclaim the orb here, I would be very, very careful. VIX having a nice shove up. So far looks good. I think we might want to clean up previous day low, but you're going to need Nvidia to keep selling. Microsoft now red, Nvidia now red, Google red, Apple red. Need a heavy close here, I would say, on this 1 minute. Just close down towards previous day low. You look good. Here we go. So these 800s hold number. You can cover some here if you want into this whole number. There's bids down at 780, which is previous day low, and then under there the H1s below. Thank you, darling. Nah, thanks, love. And here we come. Previous day low incoming. All right, so cover points into here. Remember, these can be trap levels. If we slide through here, then I think we take out previous week value area high, and that's going to be absolutely key as a trap level. VIX really gunning at the moment. Remember, all we're doing right now is retesting the previous day lows where we found bids from. If this right shoulder plays out, we're going to look for a neckline break of that previous week value area high, and then we can start cleaning up 708s and sort of 650s. Until then, you want to be cautious. You got a clear trigger point now for a squeeze will be that previous day value area high, value area low, and the orb. All right, right here. If they reclaim this, they will trade upside. All right, that you would want them to reject this for any continuation. Any reclaim of here will mean any shorts under here had failed acceptance underneath the orb. So far, looks good. Nice, Dojon. Great work. Great work. Just missing previous day low there across the indexes, protecting those lows. Kind of want to squeeze up here and then see how it acts into sort of 820s, 825s. Might not give it though at the moment. Looks a bit jumpy. VIX is really getting going here. Previous day high on VIX is 17. Through that, we can trade 1737. Through that, oof, market would be in trouble. All right, here's what we're talking about then. Can we test these 820s somewhere around there? And then is there any selling left up there? Or have they done what they need to do and sufficiently trapped and the high time frame buyers come back in and bid it back up? That's what I'd be asking right now. So that was the test, just shy of the level. 17s, back inside Globex right now. You've got that opening range, reclaim that, and a squeeze is on. Fail somewhere in there and VWAP, and we can trade back down to clean up previous day low. Those are the plays right now. Underneath previous day low, we can trade into value area high from the previous week. This is key now. These 800s are going to be key. Do they hold in front of 800s? If so, then I would think the bears would be in trouble. But if we reject the 820s, we could go and clean up further lower. And as always, we leave the low-hanging fruit by a tick or two on NQ at the moment, just to make it extra hard. We left the highs yesterday. We've left the lows today so far. Can we clean this up? Come on, NQ. Come and clean it all up. Be nice. Be nice. Here's the 800s. If we let go of that, we should go previous day low. If we bid off that and reclaim the orb, then we squeeze. So this is the trigger up here. This is what's key. Do they build this out here for a retest, failure of this allows this. If they reclaim this, squeezes on, because this is the shelf. You can see here's the low volume. This is what sellers need to protect. Failing to protect that will allow bulls to take control intraday of this market. Remember, we're in higher time frame demand down here. How we act in this level right up here is absolutely pivotal now. Nice, John. I just see that 3,000. Yeah, recently London been easier to trade than on NQ, has it? I don't know. I haven't really traded it. All right, here's the retest of that opening range and that previous day value area low. If we can't reclaim that, it means there's no acceptance from buyers inside yesterday's value. So this is the test we were just talking about. This little spike up into this low volume. Reclaim this, squeezes on. Fail this, rotation back down underneath previous day low, I would say. Willing to play both ways today because we're still inside previous day. Bias right now is lower until it proves otherwise. But higher time frame will want to scoop it. It's just when and where they get enough sellers trapped. It is disgusting that on the Qs we've left previous day low, on SPY we've left previous day low, and ES we've left previous day low. I would expect us to want to clean it up. But overall we are bullish, so you've got to be careful when we're looking at shorts like this. Come on, come and clean it up for us. Lack of follow through here takes a lot of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes of just faffing here against this low volume node. Yep, housing news at 10. You're right. I don't think it would move the market a lot. I can't imagine that the houses have increased a lot. That might come in the next 3 months now that the rates start to get cut. But we'll see. You never know. It might rattle the market. You're right. Still protecting this low volume node. Sellers still in control intraday. This is higher time frame demand. We'd love to see this cleaned up because we came so close. But if they don't, then they don't. There's nothing we can do about it. This was TP down here and TP down here for those last ones. So we've cleaned Globex up, remember. I'm selling here into 20, into this low vol. See on the book, 20 to 25s. I think that's going to be key. We didn't sweep those H1s, right? That yesterday's low. So did we sweep internals? No. So I'll be looking, really I would like to see this clean out 80. If we clean out 80, we're looking at 60 and 50s and maybe 710s. I think somewhere down there buyers will step back in. But if we can't clean those out, then there is a potential squeeze. It will need to reclaim this area that we've been talking about. So this push up to 20s. News coming here in 30 seconds. Mixed bag on the mag here. Tesla's strong today, 2.72% up. Followed by Amazon, 0.5% up. And then after that, everything's red. Not big red, but red. So here comes the news event. Do we come back for these lows now? Back inside Globex. Trap between Globex and previous day value area low. If we reclaim previous day value area low and start producing high highs and high lows above that, it means there's no acceptance below it, which means we will trade upside. It would just be horrible that we've left the old lows by, I don't know, a couple points, which seems to be more and more typical of NQ recently. So I'd love us to clean out the previous day low first. That would be much, much better if the market's going to be kind to us. We're just stuck again. Can we get back under Globex here and trade back down to those lows? Oh! 825. I don't see that. Remember, I'm not interested in the algo makers. I'm only interested in real liquidity on the book. So not seeing much here. It's a bit thin back above 850 to 875. We're coming into the thick area again here. ES looks like it wants to break down. It's trying to complete its bear flag to see if it can get to the previous day low. We're not doing anything near like that on NQ right now. Holding Globex, protecting yesterday's lows. Don't have a whole lot of bias here. Would love to see us clear up the lows, but don't have a whole lot of bias because if we reclaim, the squeeze can be on. It wouldn't take a lot to make Nvidia go red to green here. Same on Microsoft, same on Meta. Those can all go to red to green very quickly. They're all under 10% red. It wouldn't take a lot. So Nvidia trying to go red to green now. Okay, are we going to clean up the lows now? They're struggling to get back underneath those 800s. They're protecting the 800s. You can see buyers came in here once, twice, 3 times today in front of 800. Range just tightening up again. Nvidia flirting red to green back and forth. Same with Meta. Putting out volume here now as well. 808s. Yeah, they're trying to protect it. They're trying to protect current value area low now. Wow. There you go. So squeeze is on. Short starting to get trapped here. Divergence. ES is not through any key levels yet. Still doesn't look great on ES by comparison. Nvidia with a bit of a poke up. So if we start reclaiming and start pushing, there is a chance for us to start reclaiming all of this and going back towards these highs now like we talked about. So watching long, trigger long here, small size to start, and let's see if we can build out if it's going to start firming up over or inside this orb and previous day value area low. We're going to need ES to join in though, which is what's lagging behind right now. The same level. So they protected value on the day, didn't sweep down here, which is kind of gross. If we start taking these out, we're going to go right back to the highs. Remember, we were in higher time frame demand. And you're starting to see a bit of a shift. Trading through VWAP, coming back up to the 24-hour VWAP. If we trade through that, we can look for the New York Open. You want to be careful if this is a second leg and they fail back underneath value now, though. You just want all bids to sort of hold around here at this point. You would want all bids, ideally, to hold previous day value, but at the very least, to hold current day. You would want all pullbacks to hold these levels for that rotation. You do not want to see this here if you're looking for long. And remember, we've left this, which is a bit of a red flag, but happening every day at the moment. Right back down. So are they going to hold it? If they don't hold this, it can be a bull trap to trade back down to previous day low, which is awful, especially with how ES is acting. Gosh, what an awful market. Back to this value on the session. 808s seem like the key here. And if we let go of that, then we trade back down to previous day lows. Holding 808s. Nvidia now 0.25% up. Went red, green, red to green. Went green to red, red to green. There's this choppy. This is what we expected, though, isn't it? Beginning of the day, inside day. Testing value on the day again. Not against playing short if they start failing again. But not yet. Right into value. This is some... There's probably better action than yesterday, but not by a lot. At least we're moving a little bit. Why do I feel like we're going to slide here? Range on the day a little bit better. 114 points. I think yesterday it was 80. The problem is we've got this down here, which it can clean up. This is, when we leave it like this is terrible. This is what I was saying earlier. Much rather clean it before we go higher, but it doesn't want to do it. And it's been like that for a while on NQ, where it's just leaving stuff and we have divergence. We're protecting value on the session. Those 808s, we just talked about it right here. We didn't even drift into it this time. We're stuck between value on the session and previous day value. We need acceptance above this for a long trigger squeeze. Otherwise, I'm very cautious if they fail in here and come right back down into all of this. And the mag is an absolute mess right now. An absolute mess. Test it up. Nvidia almost back to flat. Microsoft flat. Meta up 0.25%. Google down 1%. Amazon up 0.80%. Apple down 0.85%. It is a mess out there. And VIX looks like it wants to bull flag and go, I'll be honest. Look at 5 minute. Yeah, that don't look the best, mate. No full reclaim up here. Did they just trap balls up on that little squeeze? Still protecting those 808s and Globex. If we see follow through downside, we'll trade 780s. Right now, we're at decision point time. Value on the day is very small so far. What are we trading? 40 points, not a lot. Are we going to clean up lower? I'm not against us cleaning up lower first. I would actually prefer it. Come on then. into value. You're going to trade through it and go down. Please, just do it then. Make your mind up. Do something. Don't do nothing. Nvidia back red again. Market doesn't know what it wants right now. I think we want to trade downside, but I don't think the market knows what it wants. If Tesla starts letting go, where are we trading at Tesla? Oh, it's still pumping, man. That thing's strong. It's dragging the market. Decision time. Higher time frame demand. Current value area low on the day, but no acceptance over previous day's value, with previous day low to clean up an H1 beneath that. It's decision time for this market. Big battle here. Here we go. Come on then, clean up the lows. Stop faffing, man. Every week. This is so much like yesterday. Like every week, protect and back up. I'm protecting back up. I'm protecting back up. And we do it for like an hour or two, and then suddenly it lets go and all in one go without structure. It's just like yesterday. It just feels like there's so much profit taking in the market, but it's being done slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. It's untradeable here. This is the decision point right here. And you can see every wick below being absorbed right now. Acceptance under here, we should trade this. Acceptance under there, we should trade this. This is key, the previous week value area high. If we can't get acceptance above previous week value area high, we're going to trade into previous week. Yeah, absolutely, Peter. I just got to sit here and wait it out and wait for it to make a decision. The problem is Nvidia, Microsoft, and Meta cannot decide what they want to do. They've all gone green to red to green about 5 times today. There's no sell side pressure, no buy side pressure. They don't know what to do. Tesla clearly knows what it wants. It wants previous day's high. We're starting to flatten out the VWAP as well. Back to value again. Overall, market wants to move higher. It's just, do we need to come and clean this up first, right? Do we need to clean this up first? Because we've got this to aim for. Does it need to do this before? That's the only thing. Leaving that like that is nasty. ES back to PDC. It's not much higher right now. There's a little bit in 75 and 25, but not a lot. VWAP again, PDC again. Back inside value, back inside the orb. No close up here though. Nvidia now 30% up. Look at that, just like found a bid. Found a bid. I'm unconvinced. I'm unconvinced. Should be long technically if we hold above value, but I'm unconvinced right now that they don't just flush this back down, having left that previous day low like that. We should be long technically from here. I'd rather just let it build out a little bit longer, I think. I'm not fully trusting it. That was a pullback to the orb and previous day value area low, and it did just find a bid there. I am unconvinced with this market right now. It would not surprise me if it just came all the way down and cleared out previous day low. And that's what's making it hard. I should be trading this upside technically, but I'm going to wait for it to build out a little bit more before I think about that, I think. Look at this. This is awful. Awful. ES can't get through its PDC and VWAP right now. It's got to get back through that. If ES gets back through that, it will help this squeeze. And we can squeeze back up towards that New York Open. Microsoft trying to go red to green. Nvidia now comfortably red to green. All right, this is starting to look a bit better. You just need a bit of momentum and a bit of volume to step in here, which is not what we're seeing yet. There's no volume in this market yet. Literally no follow through, no volume. ES still stuck underneath its VWAP, stuck underneath PDC. Alignment is not there. VIX has failed, but it's come back towards PDC. You want to make sure it doesn't find a bid here on a VIX. And we have really traded in a 30-point range now for half an hour. It's so much like yesterday. Yesterday was 20-point range for about 2 hours. No, I don't think that's what it is, Peter, because Powell didn't say anything yesterday. It's nothing to do with that. It's technicals that we are frothy and toppy, and hedgies are probably starting to take some profits slowly, and they don't want to be seen doing it, which is why you're getting divergence with the VIX so much, and they're probably starting to hedge with put options as well on the new contract, because we expected a pullback in September. It didn't come, which means it's probably going to come in October. Okay, here now some volume stepping in. All right, so can we trade back through? Where are these highs? 51s, 56s. We'd have to get through that 24-hour VWAP. All of the mag other than Google and Apple now green. Every time we've come up here, this is where we found sellers. Where we found sellers this morning. And again, you'd need dips to hold now and a trade through 45s, trade through value and expansion. You would not want it to let go of previous day value area low now. You'd really want that to hold and come and explore all the way up here, ideally. Otherwise, we're just going to continue this range rotation of this inside bar. The dangers again, I will remind you, the dangers again, we did not take the low-hanging fruit at the lows. That always makes it harder. We do have a flattening of VWAPs. We'll have so much volume in it now. Remember, higher time frame bias is upside. It's just whether we could clean up down below and set a trap down there first. Higher time frame bias is new all-time highs. Doesn't have to happen today, but that is the higher time frame bias, because daily, weekly, monthly, even the hourly, they're intact. They are intact. Everything that we did yesterday was internal. For me, the swing points are very, very clear. 750 is your swing low, and all-time high, whatever it is, 25.25 is your swing high. We are protecting that swing low. We expect new highs until that changes. Everything that happened yesterday was internal, right? All of this action here and action here was internal, because this is our swing low. This low created this all-time high. This is all internal action. All right, so the bias technically is higher. It's just whether we clean up first. If we trade through this, we get very, very thin up here. You can see these morning prints are thin. 1, 2, it's a bad looking chart today, folks. It is a bad looking chart today. But VWAP is starting to flatten. What is Goog doing? Goog's stuck under VWAP. It's got to reclaim the 50s and get back above VWAP, and then that can close the gap to the upside. Apple doesn't look great here either. Zoom out of this. Apple's in a bit of no man's land here. Lack structure where we are. Higher time frame on Apple, which is not ideal. Nvidia getting stuck again. I wonder if this is just a leave alone day, leave alone morning session. No follow through downside, no trade back upside, just nothing happening while they build the internal range out. Like I said, we've left that previous day low, which is about as bad as you can get. Somewhat unconvinced here of anything happening. I think ES would have to get back through VWAP for me to think about anything right now, or at least the spiders. We are not holding acceptance on a 5-minute bar back above previous day value. I really, really despise, not only have we left these lows down here, but that we've got liquidity on the book down there. That is a major concern to me. That is a major concern to me that they want to come for it. What are we doing, market? Honestly. Honestly. Would I consider it head and shoulders? On what time frame are you looking at? I mean, the neckline, if you're looking at the higher time frame, the neckline is this down here. This is what I was saying. If we want to clean up and trap below it, all we're doing is retesting the level that we bid off yesterday, but there's no reaction off the bid yesterday, and there's no sweep underneath. I still think the problem we're trying to trade upside right now is we've left the low-hanging fruit below, and that scares the hell out of me in this market. If they don't bid off 808s again, we will slide that back down to 780s. And like I said, they are on the book. You can see them above us. That's probably the most scariest thing right now, is that they're on the book looking to get filled down there. Back to Globex again. Video back to PDC again. Yeah, well, the hourly, like we talked about, I've been over it many times, Troy. I would say that previous week value area high is key. That will be your neckline. That will be the breakdown. But until that point, we are high time frame bullish. Look at this, protecting this again. Didn't even sweep. This is getting worse and worse by the second here. This is making me want to go back to bed. Again, what range have we traded in? Ignore this. This is the initial move. Since then, we are stuck in this. All right, from current value area low to previous day value area low. This is it. This is it. No acceptance above, no acceptance below. This is like yesterday. It's exactly the same as yesterday. Just terrible action. I'm gutted that I've come back from Vegas. I could have extended my trip because this is dog shit. This is some of the worst action I've seen in the market this week. And it's surprising me because we're in a new contract. So you'd expect the flows to be a bit better than what we're seeing. We're not seeing any good flow right now to this market, which makes me think, like I said, these funds know that we're frothy and they're starting to sell inventory very quietly and very slowly. They don't want to cause mass panic. And Tesla is propping this market up. You take Tesla out of this mag today and we're in trouble. 3.29% up right now on Tesla. This thing's flying. It's trying to take out previous day high. Might have already done it. Yeah, right up to previous day high. This is what's dragging this market up. Nothing else. No other chart looks like this today in the mag. At this point, I want to see a flush back down or a massive drive back up. I just don't want to see this here. Just not. Cannot trade this here doing nothing like this. The volume's gone. This volume is just getting worse and worse. So back to value and bidding off value. Not even cleaning up all these wicks down at 04s. Come on. Do something. Come and sweep previous day low. Do something. Nvidia stuck between PDC and VWAP. This is so bad. Totally lost interest. I've lost all interest in this market. I'm going to give this to the new hour. If we don't move on that new hour, I'm shutting down early. I will not sit here. Need a taco tweet, yeah. Honestly, this is just all Tesla. About to take out previous day high here on Tesla. This is all it is. This is all Tesla holding this market up. If that takes out PDH and has a failed breakout on Tesla, I would expect this to be in big trouble. Because the rest of the market is not up 3.38%. Initial balance now set. What is this? What is this? This is a joke, mate. This is so... They're not even cleaning this up now to go higher. And they didn't clean this, all this, and they left this. This is, like, really bad. Really bad. Oh my gosh. You just can't trade this, gotta wait. Just gotta wait. No momentum, no volume. Look at the volume. It's gone. It is non-existent. They tried to step in here and it failed. They tried to step in here and then it failed. I'll give you a readout on the mag. Tesla 3.37% up. That's then followed by Meta 0.27% up, followed by Microsoft 0.19 and Amazon 0.19. Then after that, you have Nvidia flat, Google 0.75% down, and Apple 0.58% down. It is a mixed bag here. There's like just no edge in this market right now. None. No edge at all. We expected poor action for an inside day. I didn't think it'd be quite this shit. This is next level shit. I thought yesterday might be the only day that we play inside a 20-point range, but apparently NQ is now able to play inside of 20-point ranges back to back. Jesus Christ almighty. Seriously, folks. The levels of shit here are unprecedented. Okay, back down towards value on the day. Testing value low on the day for the billionth time. Do they clean up any of these wicks? Buys down at 780, man. Are they gonna clean these guys out in the previous day low? Did they just clean out those wicks? They cleaned out 2 of them. 804s currently is that last wick to clean out, and then lower day. Starting to see that selling on Tesla, and you're starting to also see it on Nvidia. Are we going to come down previous day lows now? Feels like it. And if we clean out previous day low, then we're adding for value area, previous week value area high. Here we go. So finally, a bit of selling coming in here. Now, if we protect this, guess what? Sellers will get stuck. If we trade underneath previous day low, previous week high will be the next target. So we have been backside here. Finally failing here. This was the chop for ages and ages and ages. It will be the chop again if they return back to it. All right. If they protect this low, it will be the chop again and then acceptance. Otherwise, you're trading downside, looking for this move and then this as the target. Oh my days. So those wicks were at 804. Still can see them on the book looking to get filled at 780s right now. Still on the book down there. Tesla trying to find a bid. It didn't take out previous day high yet. It is trying to find a bid to get back up to previous day high. Still holding structure on Tesla. And if it goes for it, guess what we're going to do? Back into that dreaded range we were just in. $800s over under. What's value now? 806s. This is key. If it rejects this value, 806s or reclaims it. Oh god, we're going to protect that low and then go back to highs. Are we really going to do that? Internal sweep to go back to highs? It wouldn't surprise me in this. Tesla's going to go for the high of day from yesterday. And you've probably just fucked everyone over here. Back into the range. Back against yesterday. Current days all been yesterday's value area low. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. It doesn't make sense to me why they're doing this on a new contract. I expect this like to burn options on an old contract stuff, but on a new contract, this is a new one for me. All right, they're going to squeeze then. They've still got to get through all those same levels as before. Correct, Trinder. Inside day. Yes, correct. We've talked about that. It's actually the second inside day. And we're still trading inside Globex. No acceptance outside Globex. No acceptance outside previous day value area low right now. Unless they reject it here and trade lower. But it doesn't look like they want to do that. Tesla did just reject its initial balance. It's not taken out that high. We are an absolute mess on the mag right now, folks. A mess. Nvidia about to go red again. This is some of the worst action I've ever seen right now, what I'm seeing. I'm genuinely mean that. Be very careful. This is some of the worst action I have ever seen on NQ. The range is tiny. The faff is ridiculous. The lack of cleanup is insane. Do not get stuck in this. Mental how bad this is. Barcoding. Still didn't feel those guys at 80s. Still just sat there. Someone's going to get hurt. It's just when. I'm probably not going to be here for it. I'm going to give it another 20 minutes. This is so much like yesterday, just nothing happening. So bored of a market that is this bad. Do I need to think about a new trading vehicle if we're going to be like this all quarter? Possibly. Possibly. What a mess. ATR is down to under 5 points a minute. That's how bad this is. Oh my god. Just every mag looks so different. You want to see how bad it is? You just go to this. This is your mag on a 5 minute. If TradingView can wake up at any point today. That's it. That's how bad we're trading. That's the mag. That's how they do not know what to do with this market right now. Back to the 800s. Still haven't filled those 780s. Not filled the 780s. Absolutely mental. Oh, I get so frustrated because I'm like, I get up at 5:30 for this. It's not like you lot trading in Europe. We've had a whole day. I have to wake up for this shit. Complete waste of my time. What do you mean the open? What's the open? The New York Open, you mean? I mean, it could. It doesn't look like it wants to do that right now. Oh. There is literally no one here. Look at the tape. Why are we defending 85 without filling it? Why do we reject this and then not fill this? What are you doing? This is fucking terrible. There's no trade here. This is so bad. There's no trade here right now. There's no acceptance above or below a range. So, you know, I don't understand. There's nothing to do here. This is why I'm like looking to leave right now. I'm watching this like, why bother? Why waste my time in this market right now? That's how I see it, as mental capital. Why waste my time? We should be moving lower. We're not moving lower. Why aren't we moving lower? Probably because Tesla will not let go. It is not cleared out its highs. It looks like it's formed a bit of a top here, but it's not rolling over. And the rest of the market is just on pause. It's basically the whole market, other than Apple, which is down 1%, Google down 1%, Tesla up at 3%. The rest of the market might as well be flat. Nothing has happened. They've not moved. They've just faffed. They don't know what to do. They're like, do we bid this or do we sell this? We don't know. So let's just go into a panic and do nothing. And that's where we're at, basically. You take Tesla out of this market, we would have taken these out today. But this is what's concerning, is that how it's trading. It's not anything else other than how it's trading. Here is value on the day. No acceptance. Here is yesterday's value. No acceptance above. So what are we doing? This, I've talked about it over and over again. Do you want to trade that? Why would you want to trade this? That's what you have to ask. That's why I'm like, why am I here? Why am I here for this? This is even if you were going to trade the whole range. Ooh, 35 points. Ooh, that's good. That used to be one candle on an M1, right? One candle on an M1. You don't know. You do not know that this is controlled distribution. You do not know that, right? Because in a minute, when they do this and go, fuck you, your controlled distribution is worthless, isn't it? Right? Because we've not traded outside the edges. Right? So there's pointless trying to, If you're trying to short in here, you are a gambling man hoping we do this. It should have done it. It hasn't done it. It's protecting this. That should be a warning sign for you. It has not done this. And what is this down here? Higher time frame demand. This block and this block. So if you're trying to distribute in here, you are primed to get hurt. Absolutely primed to get hurt. Tesla still with unfinished business right now above. VIX trading underneath PDC now. And now potentially they've got a squeeze on here. They've got low time frame W if they start bidding above. I don't know what they want to do. I'm not interested in trading it until we get outside of these areas. Waiting to see if ES can get through its view up and close above this top side of the range. Oh. All right, value test, VWAP test. Your distribution might be about to get shafted here. This is what I'm saying. It's why you don't trade this, folks. I don't like. It's so much like yesterday. I feel like I repeat myself. You guys are like, if you want to click buttons, go to another streamer. Honestly, that will teach you how to lose money. I would rather leave 20, 30 points. Why do we want to trade 20 or 30 points? I don't want to trade 20 or 30 points. I want clear direction, clear momentum, one side clearly stuck. We do not have that today. Higher time frame demand has every chance of stepping in. The easier higher time frame demand step in would have been if we washed and trapped. All right, we didn't wash. We washed this, maybe now a W if they're going to do an internal move. That would be absolutely disgusting because we've left this on all indexes. But that is what the market keeps doing. All right, it is what the market keeps doing. Okay, here's value and VWAP. Do we get acceptance above? If we get acceptance above, we probably trade to 40s. If we get acceptance through 40s, then we can probably trade all the way up. Especially, and here goes Tesla. Tesla's going to have another go now. If Tesla breaks out of this IB high, it would take previous day high out and might drag the market up. You'd want to see Apple start to close that gap a bit. It's in no man's land. So here's PDC. Can we get acceptance through here now? So this is what I was saying. I can't remember. I think it was contorted. You were saying controlled distribution. I was like, they are likely to wreck you because we've not swept either side. Exactly what I was talking about. Learn to see this. Like, this is tapering. Bye, darling. This is tapering. This is your no trade zone when we taper. We don't trade taper. We wait for acceptance. We wait for acceptance. We don't trade this. This is a leave alone. We trade outside the range. Oh. Right, PDC here. So somewhat key levels here. Somewhat key levels here. They are starting to lift the offer here. You can see that last seller lifted from 25 to 35. They're trying to lift it to drag it higher. No, guys, you have to stop. You have to stop. Have to stop. Have to stop. Stop with this inside day bearish stuff. Stop. It's just inside day. It's just inside day. The bearish will come if we move outside of a range. Until that point, you need to be very careful. Your higher time frame says what? Look at your monthly. Look at your weekly. Right? Here's the monthly. I'm wondering what's bearish about that. Oh, nothing. Okay, here's your weekly. Wonder what's bearish about that. Nothing. Here's your daily. What's bearish about that? Nothing. We are still bullish. All right. So inside bearish technically comes underneath the lows. You will need a breakdown underneath. This is just inside. Inside, 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 inside. Nothing else. No sentiment. Nothing. Do not have sentiment on inside days. Sentiment comes outside. Think about what an inside bar is. Think about an inside bar. It sets the trap. We trade outside of that bar. All right? We trade outside of that bar. These white bars are inside bars. We trade outside of the bar. The inside bar does not create the sentiment. What happens after that bar creates the sentiment, guys. I really want you to learn that. Do not get bias on an inside day. Please, 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 please don't do that. It will hurt you. Okay. So potential squeeze on. ES starting to reclaim VWAP, starting to bid above that level of 17. VIX starting to die. And I think, like I said, Tesla wants to take out the IB high to come and clean out the previous day high here. That's what it would like to do. So in all likelihood, they have trapped enough people down here. And we will explore these levels here. This is where the stops are, which is value. All right. This, once we get there, that will be key. Do we trade back inside the range again, or is there acceptance back up here? Because this is very thin and we can take these guys out very quickly. Really depends what the rest of the market wants to do. Have a look at some of these. So Goog, you can see closing the damage. If it reclaims previous day low, then you'll have swing shorts on Goog stuck, and we will drift higher. This is going to be key for Goog. What else is trading lower? Apple. This is the problem. This is in no man's land here. All right. This is the big problem in the market, I would say right now. It can drift all the way down there, which will ruin the sentiment. But what I'd imagine we see is something like this into like a 50% pullback. Tesla wants to take out these highs. All right. It's right into previous day high. Once it gets through there, it can take out 445, 450 would be the job. Right now, we're still chop. This is why I'm saying not interested in this market until there's full acceptance. I couldn't even reach value area high there. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll go with you. Definitely, Coop. I'm up for going back to Vegas over this shite. Happily go back to Vegas over watching this. Still got those guys to fill lower. This is the crazy thing right now. Oh my god. Just sweep a level and then we can do something. We have to sweep a level to do something. We cannot sit in internal range. This is so bad. Vegas at least gives you free drinks, yeah. It does. It does. Right click and add alert. And then message. Where is it? Notify in app. And then have this ticked. Provides push to notification in mobile. And then you need to have that sent on. Or you can have send to email if you want that as well. Yeah. Oh my god. Come on, market. Do something. Either fill these buyers lower or go and squeeze higher. I really don't care what. You have to trade outside this range for me to be interested in absolutely anything here. Yeah, just set it for the alert on the app, and then make sure in your iPhone or whatever phone you got settings that you have notifications on from the app, and then it would ding you. Best way to do it. Coop, did you see Hond? Another 7.5% up today. Oh, still no entry. I think it's going to run on all the nuclear energy news. Okay, maybe we clear out previous day low here. See these buys here, 90, 85, 80, and 75. Yeah, I know. What a pain. What a pain. Frustrating, isn't it? How does that happen? The day I call it, and then the next 2 days, it just absolutely rips. Same with IREN. It's up 17.55%. Where's IONQ? IONQ, I'm still waiting for a deeper pullback on that. And to the edge of range, and trade back to the midpoint of range, and nothing's changed, and no liquidity taken from either side on NQ. It's enough to make me go to sleep. New hourly bar coming here in 1 minute. Maybe, if we're really, really lucky, maybe then we get something. Oh, nice Q. I didn't get any of it. Very upset. Very, very upset. I think we keep squeezing on that. All the time NVIDIA and tech names go, that will keep going. RKT is another one to watch. Same group. RGTI, another one to watch. Same group. In that basket's just running. All right, are we going to get a wash here? Well, we look like we want to break lower to me. It looks like we want to clean up this liquidity underneath us. 90, 85, 80, 75. There's lots of like sellers down there. Buyers down there to get filled. Jesus Christ, Alex. You are struggling today to talk. Blasphemy. I'm sorry. All right. Are they going to clean this up? And then once we do that, how are we going to trade once we get outside the edge of this range? We've got single prints down here that we're currently protecting. 90s. I want to just see these buyers on the tape cleaned up. Look at the sellers just disappear. Now they've come back on. Crazy tape, that. Really? You're going to bid back up now without filling all these guys? Come on. There's hardly anything down there to fill. This is insane. Seven. Oh, 127. I'm going to say, what? They tried there. There's a lot of selling coming down there twice. 117, 16, 13, 127, 49. A couple hundred lots tried to force us through 90s. We didn't go. They're going to try again. That 90 buyer's just thinned out. He's pulled some of his orders. We should be trading through this liquidity down to 75. We should trade through down to that and clean it up. It's going to be like a third attempt here at 90 by the looks of it. I think you'll find at the moment both sides are trapped. This is just a liquidity build out. Until we get a breakout of a range and confirmation, it's a liquidity build out. Breakout sellers will come in here underneath the low, all right? They will come in there. That's where breakout sellers will likely get trapped, underneath this low between here and here, if there's a lack of follow through into previous week's value. Tesla still didn't take out that high, pulling back still. Nvidia red on the session. Apple still in no man's land. Google still trading down. Meta basically still flat. Amazon, Microsoft 0.17% up. Meta 0.11% up. So just nothing. No man's land. No play. Take care, Peter. Yeah, don't blame you. I'm holding on because we're in this new hour. I want to see if this hour expands underneath these old hours and then either offers expansion or a trap under here. Remember, this is the hourly low from 9 to 10. And from 10 to 11, it's here. So I want to see 9 to 10 get cleaned out. And then I want to see either an expansion model or a reversal model. Come on, just come and take out the hourlies and then do something. Still can't get through this 90. It's absolutely incredible. There's only 76 being offered there. I would assume it's an iceberg because we traded into it quite a few times. But once we go through that, we should trade straight down to 85. There we go, straight through him. Do we trade down to 85? Got very close. Seriously, that's it. That's all the sellers have got. Come on. This is beyond a joke at this point. There's 90 again. Should trade down to this 85 lot. And once we get through him, maybe we get previous day low if we take out this H1 liquidity, which is what I keep talking about. So this is your H1 low. Want to see if we trap underneath this or offer an expansion model underneath it. I don't mind which we do. I just don't want to get trapped in this. Be careful if Tesla's done a two leg and it starts to find a bid here. Okay, I'm going to pour myself another coffee because this is just getting ridiculous at this point. I am refusing to do a thing until we've taken out this range. I am not going to trade. This might look like a lot, but it's nothing. I'm not going to trade that range. I'm just not. I'm going to get coffee and be right back. Oh God, still not moved. It's amazing. I can take 5 minutes away and nothing's happening. Sorry, folks. I can't control price action today. I'm going to review this. Should I have got short on that morning push? Didn't even clear out Globex. I mean, for me, there's no entry here. Had we cleared this and done this, I would have taken a short back down into this range. But to join that is not great. We should be trading lower to clean these out and then see if higher time frame buyers come back in. Why is that playing? Sorry, folks. Dead mouse blasting through the phone there. Didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work this time. Sorry, mate. Normally it works. Okay. Remember, previous day low and this low down here are where breakout sellers are living. They are living here. These are the areas where potentially a trap can form for the higher time frame buyers to take us back up. All right, which is why I don't want to have too much bias once we get here. We have single prints down here as well, and initial balance. We're still inside initial balance. Didn't even reach that London low for retest. Wow. All right, do we trade these 85s and 77s? Yay. All right, there's previous day low. All right, do we get acceptance here? Do we get acceptance down here? Are we going to come lower now for the previous week value area high? So this is where breakout sellers will come in. They will trade in here now, and they will look to force shorts lower. Now, this is where they can get trapped, right? Because now, this, remember, is your inside day. Failing here, if they have breakout sellers come in here and we come back inside, guess where we go? That's when we go here. That's why I'm saying inside days, do not think about them as having to be short. It doesn't have to be distribution. This can be a giant trap. Can absolutely be a giant trap because we're in demand and there's demand here. Anything that shapes like this will catch out all the breakout sellers. All of them will get caught out. What's starting to pull there? Is it Apple? New low of day on Apple. That is in no man's land. I feel like Apple's probably going to trade to the 250s just for that whole number because it hasn't got much else other than a fib. Little dance around here. Video not too far off low of day, but it's kind of not there. Tesla's still trying to build a flag to break out. Has not taken out the previous day high. We filled all of those buyers other than this guy at 77 who looks like he's pulled his order and he's gone down to 70 a little bit. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Now we can potentially have a play because this is the H1 low. If we leave a wick in this H1 and trade the next H1 bar upside, we will take out all this liquidity. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just think about, here's your H1 lows. There is more liquidity down here if they want to drive for it. All right, but here's your H1 low. If they want to take this and trade back upside through this into here, they can. All right, they can do that. This is what we drew out pre-market. Find it. All right, this was yesterday. Previous week value area high. This will be the trap to go higher. Okay, this is the kind of trap that they like to set. $133 watching, yeah, just 61 likes. Sorry, it's been a slower day today. It is what it is. Not much to trade at the moment. But yeah, please do me a favor, smash that like button. What day is it today? Wednesday. How many of these have got left? We can do a giveaway today. If we get to 100 likes, we can do a giveaway. Right, back to PDL. I want to see if we expand under towards that value area high. Where's that ATR? Starting to expand a bit more now, which is good. Very true. Okay, 110 likes is what we need. John's changed the game, so I agree. 110 likes. All right, ES into IBL. So it's still got low-hanging fruit into previous day low if ES wants to have any follow-through. Remember, we've taken PDL. Breakout shorts will be trying to come in here under IBL, under PDL for a move back down to value, previous week's value. If we hold previous week's value, that's where they're going to get trapped. If we trade upside here, they will also get trapped. Still waiting. This is trading some days. This is just trading some days. Fives. Anyone lower? Not really. Still a small day. You're looking at like 120 point range or something on the whole session, and most of the session has been in like a 30 or 25 to 40 point range. Most of the session's been in that. We're going to see if we're going to expand or reverse here. We're going to know soon enough. Hanging around that previous day low right now. Some bids coming in here. They're trading between PDL and about 90 right now. 90 was that big level earlier. Yes, I want to retest that IBL. Do not rule out the IBL to VWAP trade today. If we get failed acceptance underneath, I would not rule it out in this market. Right now, we're still in a sell. I want to see if we can trade to value. So if we wash here, there's a trade down to here. Then if we trap here, there's a trade up to here, 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 and here, have unfinished business. They might save it for tomorrow. It's very, very possible. Remember, we're just still, those who trade the weekly model, think about where we are. Think about what this is. Think about what we might do down here. Okay, still holding, reclaiming IBL. It's very, very tight down here. Market will make a decision soon. Like I said, I wouldn't rule out the IBL to VWAP trade today. It's not like Mag's in a massive sell right now. VIX just sort of sitting on its PDC or just above. It's that value. Basically 800. See if they protect that or not. I think that's going to be fairly key now. ES has come back into IBL and protected it so far. No wash underneath. And if they've taken cheap bids here and short sellers came flying in here, you can see here, increased volume. Pull this up. The increased volume here into PDL. And you get swing sellers coming in here and they get trapped. This is what I've been talking about. This is what you're starting to see. So this level here will be key that we're trading into. Current value area low on the day. Back inside IB. Like I said, IB to view up, not out of the question here. If you're an IB trader, not out of the question. You see momentum step back in here. This is telling me shorts are potentially stuck at these lows right now. As long as they hold this, this rotation becomes possible. We haven't had a change of character, but as long as they hold this, this rotation becomes possible. I'm not convinced of it yet because I haven't been convinced of anything today, given how the MAG and the VIX are trading. The VIX is sitting right at PDC. It's going to have to make a decision soon. We have taken low-hanging fruit now. Well, at least on NQ we've taken it. On ES we have not taken it. What is trying to find a bid here? Or still a little bit in no man's land for my liking. Okay, so you can see here's the bid, high low. So I'm long now, small size, to see if they've trapped these shorts or sell some in this push up into this low vol and Globex and see if we can drive through then. Here's Globex, beautiful. So this was all planned out pre-market, and last night I did just show you on Discord from last night. So watching Globex here, if we trade through Globex, then we're going to get the IB low to view up trade. And if we trade through this, we've got lots of stops we can clean up. It is a see money, take money day, remember. We are trading inside range. Here was the failed breakout underneath previous day low. I'm long from this flag. Once we saw this momentum come in, here's the flag, here's the hold. I'm long from here. Partial, 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 partial. Hold runners in case they really turn the jets on. But need to respect this POC and this level. So you must be paying yourself into this. They can fake out here and roll all the way back down. So I'm paying myself. I do not trust this market. How we've operated today has shown a propensity to build lots and lots and lots of liquidity. So I don't want to become it. That's why I'm going to pay myself along the way. If we can keep squeezing, fantastic, right? I'm here for it if we can keep squeezing, but I'm not going to bank on it. So far looks good. I'd like NVIDIA to go red to green, which it's trying to right now and just done it. Can NVIDIA start to go now as well? That will help us if it does. At the middle of the time today, it's gone red to green. Hopefully this makes sense. Why I was so patient, so patient. There's the low hanging fruit trade. Once it's done this and it's built liquidity like this, here is the volume stepping in. Here's the flag. We just want to see this protected now for upside moves. Point of control, New York view up, previous day value area low, 24-hour view up, and value area high on the session are our first targets. If we get acceptance through this, we're going all the way up here, folks. Right? Because what? This is nothing more than a higher time frame pullback to go higher. We just went over that if you're joining the stream late. Monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour, everything is bullish right now. All right? Easier trades are going to be upside until that proves otherwise. We have not broken down on higher time frames. Hardest thing right now, I'd say, is what ES is doing. It's making me very uncomfortable at the moment. So if we come back for these lows, I'll take everything out. Already locking in, like I said, into Globex. So want to be see money, take money. It's not a day to hold on for a big trend, right? It's shown you here. This is not a day to hold on for a big trend play. When we're doing this, this, think about where we are. What did we do here? This, all right? We've taken this out, but not with excess. But it's worth a try here. I've just had a couple scalps undressed. That's it. There's not much Not much going on today, unfortunately. The range is very tight. Initial balance is only 114 points. We've swept previous day low. We're trying the longs upside here to see if we can take out the other side of the range after a failed breakout of the low. So basically an IBL to VWAP type trade. But we lack volume, we lack momentum, we lack follow through. The mag's still mixed. But you got Tesla 3.08% up, hasn't taken out previous day high. That's a worry. Nvidia is flat on the session. Microsoft 0.25% up, Meta 0.25% up, Amazon 0.17% up. Google 0.80% down, and Apple just under 1% down. Apple's the problem right now. It is in no man's land. It is in absolute no man's land. It's just a pullback on Apple, but it needs to find a bid to help the market out. And most of the market does not know what it wants to do right now. So we see money, take money. You just scalp out when it's available to you. I will not hold on to this. Problem is ES with that double bottom. That looks absolutely horrific. And remember, ES did not take out previous day low. So divergence. Again, divergence in the tape. Again, be nice when we get a day where the divergence is finished. I don't know when that would be. When the hedgies are ready to actually do a meaningful move. And taking this off here. Deity, you can email me with your prices and your portfolio if you want. I'll have a look. I'm not actively looking for anyone right now. Oh my gosh, we can't even move like 10, 20 points. It's insane. It is insane. Biggest problem right now is the divergence in the market. That is the issue at the moment. Half an hour left. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just take a look at ES. All right, this is it. Double bottom here, leaving the low hanging fruit. This, again, is ugly. That's the problem in this market right now. It is making it very hard to trade with conviction because it's purposefully leaving levels. It is not done by accident, folks. They know exactly what they're doing. Trading right at current value on the day now. Nvidia about red again. Oh, this is insane. Maybe you'll get something this afternoon. I am not going to bother. I feel pretty tired just from watching this morning. So I think I'll wait. You've got no news this afternoon. There's no reason for there to be a driver other than someone getting stuck. Now back to the IBL here. Bigger bid now at 77. It's still tiny. It's a 38 lot. That shows how little size there is today that looks big. Right on value error low for the session. 30 more likes, folks, and we'll do a giveaway here. We will give away an Apex account of any size. Just 30 more likes. Oh, we're going to come back for these lows again because ES might need to get to them. Here's IBL. We might, well, ES might come and sweep its IBL because it hasn't done it yet today. Like I said, out of that long, scalped some out. If we get expansion lower, we can go previous day value area high. Previous week, sorry. So ES coming back into these lows. Yep, no worries. I'll check it after stream. The bids are moving down lower here. So you can see this buyer at 77 has just moved to 72s and 70s. ES might want to come and take out previous day low. It might be the same kind of play. Tesla, on the other hand, is trying to move upside on a flag. So you've got a big part of the mag about to try and do a rip higher here, folks. Oh yeah, it's been awful, Bodum. I've had maybe 2 scalp trades. I've done my best to avoid it. I've really not done a lot at all today. I've sat here bitching and moaning at the screen. All right, previous day low coming up. Been waiting to see if we do a fail breakout of previous day low or trap somewhere between that and value area high. Didn't take the short this morning because it didn't fit the criteria. I think we took one short this morning for follow through underneath opening range. You might get a wash here. ES is attempting to take out that IBL double bottom. If it does that, we should trade previous day low on the ES, and you might get some follow through here. Here you go, here's the follow through. All right. Can we see value area high from yesterday now tagged into this area here? Got a small guy on here. So reverse that long position. Like I said, I'm willing to play both ways today because we're in rotation. Here we come. We're coming for value area high from yesterday, from previous week. Or at least it feels like we want to come and try and do that. Watching ES into previous day low. It's into a big demand block here. 700 is going to be key on ES, I would say. Do not get trapped here. I'm short from the 90s right now. Do not get trapped here. I'm short from this imbalance flip right now. Where we went up, where we got the long. I'm short from here, trading back downside. They will need to stay heavy versus PDL. Failure to do that would be a problem. ES is trying to get to PDL. It's got another 4 points to go. That 700 mark probably going to be key. You're starting to see a bit of a rollover here in the mag, folks. Amazon just gone red. Microsoft might go red here in a moment. Do these sellers get what they want? ES getting close. 3 points away on ES now. Here we go. Can we get follow through here? There's a buyer down at 750s. Looks like where they want to go. That's value area high from previous week, like we keep talking about. This is a big level down here. And see its higher time frame demand. We can sweep out all these H1 levels. The key one will be just under that value area high. It's about 48. It's about 48 here. Let me just double check this. Yeah, it's about 48. If we take that out, 707 is not out the question, but this is massive high time frame for weekly traders here. Yes, getting close to that PDL. Yeah, definitely, Bowden. It's been terrible. I'm trying to hold on here, trying to get to that value area high. Yes, protecting it, protecting PDL. Mate, why can't you just sweep today? Why can't you just do things nice and clean on first attempt? Don't make me give up my profits here on the runners. Don't make me do that. If it reclaims PDL, I am out. If it reclaims PDL, I will close this. That would be annoying because I'll be given 20, 30 points back on the runner. Come on. Like we said, we can trap down here. That's why I'm aware of it. False breakout underneath daily lows is where swing shorts get trapped. Yes, back to IBL. Did not sweep previous day low. Very concerned watching Tesla here on a side monitor. Looks like it wants to absolutely scream to the upside soon. Seriously. Seriously. You're going to force me out on my runner, aren't you? Not tagged me yet. It's not far away. Going to take me. You're going to take me, aren't you? Can see you're going to take me. You're going to trade 85s because you're an arsehole. Yep. So there goes my runners. Can always get back in. Yes, reclaiming IBL. So fail breakout outside of IBL. So the trap can play out here without coming and taking previous day low on ES. Again, it's just there is a lack of follow through in the market. Why is there a lack of follow through? Because buyers are in this region. I'm happy to trade the upside if they successfully set the trap. If you knock me out and trade lower, I'm going to be fuming. You mother clucker. Ah! Absolute shithouse. Shithousery. He is going to come for that previous day low now. Now it's knocked me out. Now Tesla just rejected. Initial balance again. Oh, God. You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh. You can't do anything else. Are you shitting me? VIX finding a bid at PDC, trying to break out. ES not taking out PDL. Tesla rejected IB high. Oh, I tell you what I got at the weekend, Bowden. You'll like this. My friend brought it to me. For sorting him out in Vegas. Nice. Nice. So nice, man. Love it. At this point, I just want ES to take out previous day low. It's as simple as that. Cannot breathe. ES might come for it now. Man, if I'd risked IBL not previous day low, I would have got it. That's my fault. That is absolutely my fault. What an absolute goon. What a goon. Costing myself money here. What a goon. Previous day low, ES coming. Oh, Alex. Oh. No, nothing on the back. I should get that, actually. It's a good idea. It's so nice, mate. The quality is unreal. ES just left previous day low again. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, ES. Where's the liquidity? Oh, it's there. It's there to be had on ES. Passive sat there. 702, 701, 700, and 95 on ES. We should trade through it. NQ 750 is building. That's value area high from previous week. That's been the target all day. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Please, can we go and take it? Come on, just one little knife through it. Yeah, that's so, mate, so comfortable. I actually wore it on the way back from Vegas. So nice. Like breathable, really soft. Really like it. I haven't had one for. I didn't get one last season. I've got the season before, and I've got like I don't know 8, 9 seasons ago the old Puma kit. I've got that somewhere in there, and then a JVC one somewhere in London. The old JVC one's my favourite one. Bit worried I couldn't find it last time I went home. All right, spiders almost at previous day low. Yes, almost at previous day low. We're just looking for it to trade 6,700 here, 6,700 here on the ES. And then it would have fulfilled its obligation. If it's not going to do it, it's going to be an absolute bitch to be looking for any traps. A bit like NQ this morning before it swept it. It feels like it's coming. Tesla's about to break down here, and it might trade towards VWAP on Tesla if it lets go of this shelf it's been building at 37s. It might trade straight down to VWAP, leaving those buyers stuck, and then we might get a little snap here on NQ. It's getting very, very, very close. This is your target. This right here and a cleanup of that. If we get through that, we trade down to this block. That would be the next block. If we get through this, we will trade down to this. I'm going to get rid of this now. We do not need that anymore. Here you go. So previous week value area high. This is your cover point. I stupidly got out of my position with a bad stop. ES just took previous day low. All right, you've just taken previous day low on ES. You must be covering some of your profits here if you were short in this with me. And then you're holding runners now to see if you get a deeper fade, okay? God, I'm an idiot. Oh, it's trade of the day. Absolute dick. It just shows you guys that when you sit here frustrated for too long, you will make mistakes just like I did. That was a bad stop out there. That was a really bad stop out. So a short on the turn of this. So we were long. Where was it? We were long here. And then once we let go of this, or short here, I should have added back in that. That's really poor from me. That's really poor trading, but there you go. Fatigue setting in, I think. And we are drifting lower. You look really good now. You can just keep holding on to this. Hold on for the breakouts. Looks very good. Look how thin we're getting down here. Cleaning out all those H1 levels we talked about. We just clean them out. The only next level to aim for would be 707 if it really wants to move deeper. If there's panic. And here's Tesla. Look, Tesla just snapped the 38s, traded straight down to 36s, like I said. Left all those buyers trapped. So we're now inside previous week value. We're coming back to back test it now after fading into it. If they stay heavy here, they can keep rotating lower for those 708s. And if they fade that, we can adjust this to make sure it's close. 650s. You are into sort of neckline territory here, folks. Yes, puking. Man, I'm devastated with myself. Did any of you get that? Hopefully some of you got it. Oh, I'm very upset with myself. Very, very, very upset with myself there. It's hard to take. That's a bad stop. Nice, John. Yeah, W's in chat if you got it. If you didn't stop out with me like a wally. Once we got outside of the range, it was so much easier to trade, just like yesterday. Chop, 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 chop. But once we get outside of the range, there's the edge of the range. Alex was an idiot. Should have added back into this range for the expansion. Absolute schoolboy, mates. Schoolboy from Alex there. Absolute schoolboy. What are you gonna do? Not a lot you can do when you do that. You're just, it's just frustrating. Frustration showing, I think, is all that was. Nice, Coop. Yeah, good work. Yeah, good work. Hey, it's all right. It's all right. I know, I know my error. I know my error. I just didn't risk enough. I just needed to give it like the tiniest bit more wiggle room. I risked here, right? So I short in here. So we were long this, we were short this, and I should have been adding into the IBL. That was just a poor execution, and that's okay. Live and learn. I'm not going to get it every time. It's all right. It's okay. That was really poor execution from me. It's probably just from fatigue, honestly. Sitting here all day, trying to trade both sides of it because we're in rotation. This was the easiest trade of the day. Why? We went IBL towards VWAP, we failed. Buyers now stuck up here. This is edge of range. That is a short all day long. That is a short. It's just terrible execution. But look, it shows I'm human, right? I am only human. I will make errors, and there's one of them. That was one of them. Yeah, lots of you getting it. Harish getting it. Coop getting it. Noah getting it. John getting it. No, we're going to keep fading now. We've got them trapped. VIX breaking out. Tesla back to VWAP. Look, the key was Tesla for me. We're going to come into a major higher time frame level here, folks. I would be watching this 710s. If 710s fails, you're watching 650. We are starting to get to sort of temperament where it gets thin. On a weekly level here, we get thin into this sort of 700s. Well, under 700s, I'd say 695. Underneath 695, we're very thin all the way down to 560. I'll just show you. I'll bring it up on there. Right, this is the old weekly profile. Underneath here, we get very, very thin. Think about how we walked up. This is a massive level. If we get stuck under here, we will trade previous week point control. That leaves you with another almost 200 points up for grabs if they go for a big sell. We're in expansion. Remember what we talked about the H1? Do we go trap or expansion? We're in expansion. That's why when we go back to here, why I said this level is key, because this is the old H1 low. This dictates whether we're in expansion mode or not. This is why this was such a bad trade from me. I was short and I should have added, is what it is. But hopefully that makes sense. That low was important, because when we go back to this, hard to see here, but that's this low here. This offered the expansion. Where are we expanding to? We just took out these. We're about to take out this. If we get lower, we take out this. You do not bid on this now. All right, you do not bid on this now. This is a heavy market at this point. Bit of a miss for me. I'm sorry, folks. Bit of a miss for me. Bit of a miss for me. All right, I use the bathroom, come back, mentally reset my head here. All right. God damn it, Alex. God damn it. Right, did we wash that wick low? Still not. We've not taken that H1 at 709. That worries me down here, looking for a reversal before that. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to move this now as well. We can afford a push back up here before another sell opportunity. Definitely in a big sell. Oh, sorry guys. If you got stopped out there with me, I'm sorry. That's just my fault. I do apologize. Lacking a bit of accuracy today. See how much easier it is though when we wait for the range and we wait for that H1 model. So much easier. And we have to be willing to play both sides. But once we get into trend, which is outside of IBL, then I really like flow zones. Inside here, we can trap both ways. But from this point here, this is so nice, man. Look at the expansion. Look how much nicer this is than this. Oh, God, here we go. It's going to be painful for me to watch now, isn't it? It's going to just keep puking all day. Yep, here goes the VIX. Previous day high here on the VIX. All right, Tesla rolling over, giving a lot back here. $5 back off the top, not $4. We've now swept that H1 level, so the next level it can aim for would be 650s. Your target's now 650s on those runners. 700 whole number coming up. You're starting to see some panic setting in. 650s will be the next level. We are starting to break down big technical levels here. That 650 is that high from the 16th and the low from the 19th. It's a big, big, big level, that 650. We probably talked about it in the newsletter. This right here, into here. Starting to see some panic setting in here. Oh man, can't join this now. There's your 100-pointer. This is why I don't care about 20 points all day long, because this is what I'm focused on, the 100-pointer. Missed it. Harish, I'm still holding my 2-mini short from 764. Can I close it now? I mean, I would close one, definitely. I'd be looking, we're in such aggressive expansion. I'd be looking at 670 and 654 at this point. 617, 654. But I would definitely, if you're in short from there, exactly, Noah's seeing the same level. The guys that trade with me know what we're looking at. I would definitely be holding some of it. Closing some and holding some. You've had a good breakdown here. Make sure you're paying yourself. You're basically almost 100 points up. That's a lot of money. Pay yourself. Move your stock down because you don't want to give too much back. I also don't know what account you're trading or if you're trading an eval. It all matters. Look at Tesla. All right, failed the IB high, failed previous day high. Now failing VWAP, giving back at least 50% of this morning's move. We kept talking about that all morning. Tesla was holding this market up. Once Tesla started to fail, the whole market was going to roll over. And look at this failure on Tesla. All right, all it had to do was come and take out previous day high, and it couldn't do it. And it just, this was the shelf we talked about, 38s. There's 36s. There's 50% of this move. All right, it might try and find a bid somewhere around here. And then we might get some relief on this market. Do not get short in the hole here in the market, by the way, folks. All right, do not get short in the hole. You should be short from the IBL. This is major expansion. We've got to zoom out now. We are into that the start of the thin liquidity that we talked about on the previous week. All right, we're in the start of it now. If they do not protect this, it can drift all the way down to 5. We don't really get a shelf till 560. No worries, Harish. Nice, Malabi. Awesome work. TP hit $846. Yeah, it's great. After 655, the next H1 wick is ordered way down at 598. Yeah, exactly. There's 2 of them down there as well. There's 2 of them down there. But we're starting to break down bigger daily, weekly levels. We can still put in a high low here, technically on the daily, right? Look at the daily. Look at this exchange on the daily from 16th and 19th, right? The high and the low, 16th and 19th. That's what I'm watching at right now. So that 645, 650, massive level. Massive, massive, massive level. You can see on the tape now, they're starting to bid around it. If you look above me, suddenly we've got some bids coming in there. So we know that's a huge level. We absolutely know how big a level that is. Let's see, as first sign of a reaction here, probably retest the 700s here on NQ and then see if they stay heavy or not. We're extended from flow zones, we're extended from everything. Keep deleting these because we're trading through these levels right now. Big volume down here. Look at this volume. You've got to think about this. Look at this kind of volume here. If we get an acceptance above here, we will leave sellers stuck. Until that point, you still trade downside. But when we pay attention to volume like this, this is liquidation type volume. If sellers are chasing, if we get above this, you'll get a rally. But right now, lower highs, lower lows, right? And we're looking for this, and then you can look for these levels down here. All the blue boxes are basically cover points. Yeah, Noah saying you all need to take Alex's course. It's a game changer. Yeah, it definitely helps you understand how to read the market. We look really good here. Multiple time frames. We're starting to move bearish M15, which means M30 H1 will follow soon enough. Will follow. So at bearish M5, you're going to see everything else start to follow suit if we keep puking. Big transition level here, folks. Big transition level. We're into that low volume. Liquidation break here. For sure, that liquidation break. We're into that new hourly as well. Be careful if they do this, the old hourly move down and go back to green, which is what they're attempting to do now. I'd rather see it move lower first. But if they do that now, you want to be careful. Remember, the new hour transition is right here. We're into lunch. I'm going to stay with you here because we're getting some action finally. All right, if we do this, this will hourly will do what? It'll leave a wick and can offer that trade back up. All right, we're in trend day lower right now because we're under IBL, and just want you to be aware. You do not want to get short down here. If it does this and squeezes, you do not want to be short in here or betting against it because it's got a lot of room to come back upside. Especially we think about the volume we've created here. It can trade all the way back up to here right now. Think about how thin this is. It can easily trade back up when it wants to. If it gets enough short stuck at the lows, it will trade back up. Once IB is lost, either side always acceleration move. Yeah, exactly what Coop's saying. Unless it's a failed auction, we can trap under those levels. It tried to trap under this level, but then once we lost it and retested it, this was a trigger short. That's what Alex fluffed, right? So I was short here, covered here, stopped here, should have been adding here for acceleration lower. It's my fault. Take it on the chin, live and learn, made an error. Bad judgment from me, probably fatigue from all morning. I would say if that trade happened an hour earlier, I probably would have nailed it. I don't even remember saying short against IBL, which means I probably just lost slight focus there. You know, not surprising because it happened, you know, by that time, what's the time now? 8:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. I've been at my desk 3 hours trading by that time. It's a long time to be staring at the screens. Starting to see VIX get a little bit stuck up here, folks, into that old supply block of 1720, and it runs all the way up to 1740. All right, that's dated back to the 3rd of September. Bad things happen when VIX starts breaking out through those levels. Bad things will happen. Oh, yeah, no, I bloody well hope not, my friend. I bloody well hope not. What would be a sign for going up? You'd want a sweep of a big external level, like here. And you'd want something like this, like a volume and a reprice above it, and leave the volume trap below here, and then maybe an upside. And you can wait. You can afford to wait then for it to do something like this as well. You don't need to be bidding down here. Don't guess against it. This is strong sell, liquidation. This is bulls now getting run out. It can be that the party could be over here for bulls for a while. Where's that 20-day? Let me just get this up. 20-day, folks, is all the way down at that old high at 24,250. I'm not going to rule that out. I'll probably rule it out today, but I'm not going to rule it out. And that is the big line in the sand, that 20-day, because where it is right now is the higher time frame RBS, which we've tested once. Fail that, we'll leave an island high, There'll be a massive head and shoulders on a daily and a weekly, and then it is good night market for Q4. Nvidia also driving this sell, 1.42% down now. It is absolutely getting cooked. It is getting cooked. Absolutely devastated. I cannot short this now. Missed my opportunity. It is my own fault. The biggest punishment and learning lesson will be sitting here watching it go without me. Nvidia retesting previous day low here. So it's come underneath it. It's kind of trying to retest it. We're seeing if we can sweep these levels. I'll make sure that's accurate. Is that accurate? It is very accurate. And we're going to move this down like this. And I just want to do a little line for a wick here so I can see it. Let's do that as white. Okay, so now tag that level, I think. There you go. So we'd like a little bit more of a wash than that just to make sure, rather than just tagging it. But that is a big H1 level. The next one is down here. So this is an open close bar. 14s, 600s, 86, and previous week point of control. We are into that thin volume. I cannot say it enough. We are trading in very thin volume from last week now. My long didn't work out to even buying at bottom IBL. Never mind, these always another play. Your long didn't work out at the IBL. Yeah, I mean, I took some here. I did say see money, take money to here. Stopped out break even, flipped short, and should have added on. And this is your trade of the day. This is a beautiful trend now. You're in expansion mode on the H1. Do not bet against this. If they want to keep expanding, they will. If we're into a big liquidation, all of the mag now red other than Tesla. All right, all of the mag. Nvidia now 1.53% down. They faffed all morning long. Apple 1.23% down. All morning long, they have faffed around and built liquidity, and we've finally seen that expansion model. We didn't know which way it was going to go, but we finally see expansion. Oh. $50s now traded. Just zooming out to see if there's any offers much lower. No. All right, we're starting to take out all the key levels here. If they start to accelerate, we go for that next block. I'm going to delete this now because we've traded through that. So this will be the next block if they start to accelerate. If you're still holding your runners, you look good. You look good here if you're holding your runners. What's ATF? I don't know what ATF is. Apex Trader Funding. It only gives me 50% off. Has it finished now? The sale? Maybe the sale's finished. Let me have a look. There's no sale on now. It is only 50% off. Sorry, mate. Yeah, it's just down to 50 now. I didn't realize that sale had finished. Okay, new liquidation. This is your next level. I'm having to clean up some of my charts here. We are into that thin liquidity like I talked about. It can keep moving lower. If it wants to trade all the way down to the edge, which is 560s and maybe even 530s for previous week point of control, it can. Yeah, TPT still has a sell. 40% off plus no activation fee. Code flow zone there will get you the best sale. All the links are down below. All the links are down below. You can see this acceleration of selling. It's still selling. Market's in trouble right now. The market is in trouble. You cannot bid against it. You will get yourself caught. There's no reason to catch the knife here. We're producing lower highs and lower lows after a trend activation underneath the IBL. We're into the previous week's value area, meaning we're leaving buyers trapped at that high of week this week. We're seeing expansion model lower. At some point, there's likely to be a bid. We don't know if it has to come in. It doesn't have to come in. At some point, there's likely to be a bid. Accelerating into this next blue box now, which is where we found bids. 18th of September. That's where we bid out from. We fail that, point of control from last week. Haven't seen this for a while. Yeah, well, bulls finally got caught. It's why I didn't want to trade in here. I'd wanted to wait for us outside of this range, right? Above here, we could squeeze. Below here, we could liquidate. All right, fail breakout here, we could squeeze. Fail breakout here, we could liquidate. But we didn't see either, unfortunately, until 11:40. They'd waited all morning to build this. Big old liquidation event here. So I said I felt like MMs were selling and hedging, but they made it extra tricky, that's for sure. First sign of some form of reaction here on a 5 minute, still very early, but this is your first sign of some form of reaction. There you go. So it might get some relief here at some point soon. We're just shy of that next block, but remember, we've taken out a huge amount of liquidity. Drawing these where we're thin. Going to sit with you here all the time there's potential trade setups. We need to get to 110 likes, folks, and we're doing Apex giveaway. This is the next block if it wants to trade down. Remember, we have just traded straight downside here. It's due some relief. It can have relief if it wants. Doesn't mean you need to bid on it. It's not like we're producing higher highs and higher lows. But there is a large exchange of volume down here. You can see into these 20s. Sorry. About 5,000 lots traded into 630s. Just shy of 620s. Yeah, 627s. VIX still looking good, still holding and pushing into that old supply. Nvidia still under previous day lows. Let's check Tesla. Does not look good. It's into its lower time frame algo. If it lets go of that, we trade all the way back, give back the whole day. Patience is always key. Yeah, always key. I'm just frustrated because I waited all that time and didn't execute well, but there we go. No worries, John. No worries, no worries, no worries. Do we trade these 600s? It's a question now. Big, big expansion down here. Every pop still being sold right now. Yes. Yes, coming into a pretty thick zone here, 75. Is there anything below? No, not really. Hmm. Want another shove lower first. Don't even know if I should sit here. Part of me is like, will I be too tempted to look for a rev back up? Back to flow zones we go. Tesla's going to come back up and test VWAP here. This is going to be key. If Tesla sells VWAP, it will retest this lower time frame algo we're bouncing between at the moment. VIX is definitely stuck in that supply at 1721, trading above previous day high though. Might get a relief rally back up here and then a new sell point. Mark these all out correctly. And zoom this out because I just need to see the volume here. 68, 78, thin at 90s. All right, you might see a squeeze back up here before they attempt to sell back down to retest the low. A bit like yesterday. Multi-leg, like two-leg back up, squeeze before exact Coops there before I even say it. Exactly that. Two-leg back up. They might not even make it to 700. So there was a stop start at 67s. Somewhere around here. We get a bit thick here in 85s. They need to reclaim 85s to get anywhere near up here for this wick. It's possible. But yeah, I'd be looking for like a 1-2 before they resell and retest the low. Very much like yesterday afternoon, how we traded it yesterday. If they V-shape recovery, obviously there's no resell back down. Yeah, there you go. Everyone in Discord knows it. It's exactly what we traded yesterday. Okay, Tesla finding a bid here. So it's back to VWAP. You want to be careful. If Tesla reclaims 38s, right, it can do an inverted head and shoulder on Tesla. I'm not ruling it out. Yeah, I see that on NVIDIA, that gap fill. Into 75.50s. It's got previous day low here that it's trading into. So if it reclaims PDL, it might have a failed breakout under PDL on NVIDIA. Big damage done in the market, though. We can afford to squeeze up. So it's starting to produce high highs and higher lows, lower time frame. How high do they squeeze? Before sellers attempt to resell to retest the low. So into this low volt. If we trade through this, here's you got a little node here at 80. If we trade through that, then we probably get the 700s. Back to flow zones here. Stuck in this little low vol. NVIDIA not getting through previous day low. I'd like it to squeeze higher. Given how big a sell this was, we'd like a squeeze higher here. Crazy if it tested all the way up there. I doubt it. I doubt it before they resell it. VIX back underneath previous day high. To 78, 10-point range on yes. All right, Do they take this wick out at 96 and trade into it? Remember, this candle, this H1 candle will go green at 80, 680. It's what we talked about. When they leave those long wicks, you want to be careful, right? The only thing I'd be careful of right now, we've done a lot of damage. If this H1 candle does this, you want to be careful. We drifted just under that. What was that point there? 650. 650 was a big level. We drifted. We gave a little bit of expansion underneath it, not a lot. That's your over under. Yeah, H1 now gone green. So you'd be watching that current H1 high before we failed, which is basically those 96s, this wick here. You do not want to be short in this early. Do you remember, like yesterday, we said, let it do the move. Let it do it and fail and play the backside of it for the retest. Because if they V-shape recover this and you're short, 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 you're going to be in a lot of pain. What can we also do here? We can think about an anchor V up off the low. We can do a couple here. Let's say this triggered a sell, this triggered a sell, and what's the current high of day? It's probably not near New York, to be honest. No, it is New York. Okay. This is probably average price of sellers, somewhere around here. So at the moment, it's a bit of a V shape, isn't it? A little bit of a V-shaped recovery here. Wouldn't normally trade this long, but we're getting some action. We get to 110 likes, like I said, we'd do a Apex giveaway. Just shy of that 700 mark here. Still not really seen the second leg. This is really just one leg squeeze up right now. It might go further. Nvidia back through previous day low. Check Tesla out. Check Tesla back over VWAP and coming back into test that 38. We talked about the 38, so it's going to be key here. If Tesla reclaims 438, I would be very, very concerned because it might drag the market up and build out the inverse right shoulder and go higher. Amazon's back red to green after taking out previous day low. Google's trying to get back to VWAP. Meta is back to VWAP, gone red to green. Microsoft trading near lows. Nvidia back through PDL for now. So waiting to see if this market offers a second leg up and then a short opportunity back down. And then if we bid at those lows, we can trade it long all the way back up. I'm not going to join this long in here. It's going to need to pull back. We are right at these anchored VWAPs. So it's possible there's some sell pressure starts to come back in here for a downside move. And then if they bid that off the low, off the anchored VWAP low, then you know the buyers are taking control again. So you see we got stuck right at this anchored VWAP off the high. We swept this little high. This can be a little bull trap. We might build out liquidity in this range. Here, the seller's coming back in now very aggressively. He says. Holding that old imbalance now. Just trying to flip it. Can we get a second leg? Level there, 64s. Start of that, 68s to 56s. Apple's trying to take control here for a re-squeeze. So in here is where we traded thin. Right here. And here. All right, so we flipped one and we've left the anchor in there. This pullback starting to hold. We're right into these sell anchors, so not convinced yet, but you're starting to see it trying to build out buy side. I would still like, I think there's a possibility still both ways. I think we've got this, something like this, then some form of failure, then down to here as a cover point and runners down to here. And if we bid off that, then back inside the internal range that we've created today. So just waiting here. Start of second leg. If it gets all the way up here, it's going to be madness, but it's possible. It's a deep move. Remember, very, very deep move. So the 700s, they're offering 710s above. Where's Tesla? Still holding. Starting to recover those flow zones now, and we're at these anchored VWAPs. These are key points. Big, big points here. Contentious points. Where big volume traded down here. Where's this volume? Right here. It's going to be a big level. Pull this in just so I can see it. 25s. $680 buyer stepped in. Video just at that PDL. Some of the market going red to green here. Some of them still heavy. Apple seems to have found a bid. Still red on the day, but seems to have found a bid off the lows. Just going to wait patiently here. This is a very steep recovery. So I think there'll be a new short opportunity at some point here to retest towards the lows like yesterday. The way we're building out the liquidity is a bit tough. It's a very, very steep recovery, a bit of a V-shaped recovery at the moment, which is not going to make it easy. We're stuck at these 700s and we're in this little imbalance and we're at these sell side anchor VWAPs right now. We took out most of the low-hanging fruit. The only thing left here is this, really. It really wants to come down for it. It's a big, big sell we've done so far. Big sell. Nvidia right at that previous day low. It's just struggling to move through it. If it starts failing here to retest the lows, and Qs might join it. We're right in this thin imbalance. Move this in. You can see right here we get thin. It's an M5 imbalance. It's also where we did drop, base drop, retest, drop. We have the anchor VWAPs for the sell side. They would need to fail here for a rotation back down towards 70. Here we go. Can we get follow through here? Nvidia, nice fails. Is there any follow through on this tape back down towards 70 now? Be careful if Nvidia holds this low vol. What's this level here? 90, big level. Volume built out here is key. Put that in. Key you right now. I really need the bathroom, guys. I'll be back. Sorry, I don't normally trade this late, but I'll stay with you. Okay. So these anchor VWAPs holding up for now. You can see this little shelf we've built is kind of key. We're just stuck in between this, trying to be patient here again. Trying to convert the flow zones to buy side at the moment. I'm actually looking for the sell rather than the buy because I want to retest those lows. So I don't mind if we squeeze out higher first. That's absolutely fine. If we can get that second leg higher, I'm going to consider this leg one. So if we're going to do a measured move, we can just do something up into here, possible. That'd be great. Nice, Zar. Good work. Ken calling it a day. Nice work. Yeah, I should probably call it a day too. I guess I'm looking to make up for that miss. You can see we're just trading back down to this high volume node. Sellers remain in control for me. It's a bit of a recovery, but sellers remain in control here. If we let go of this high volume node, we can trade lower. Video starting to get heavy here. Is there any follow through? This node holding up for now. You were red and then hit max profit. And it just shows you only need one good trade. You only need one really good trade once one side's trapped. Finally, we had bulls trapped here. Finally, we had to wait and wait and wait and wait. Once they were trapped, there's the liquidation break. Really good. Can we get a new leg higher and then we can think about a short? Change this color to blue. So I know what it is. Still stuck in this imbalance. Can't trade through this grey box and these anchor VWAPs for now. Just having a little look around. Microsoft Meta. Google looking dangerous here. Back towards VWAP. Amazon starting to look very similar. Possible inverted head and shoulders at PDC Apple did just reject VWAP on that last shove up. Somewhat iffy here at the market, probably in a major cool down after what we just did. You were close to max loss. Oof. I'm glad you didn't do well. I'm glad you made it back anyway. Let's just say that. Never nice to be close to max loss. Lots of selling here at 95 to 710, which is the deep pullback flow zones and this M5 imbalance. And then above that, there's another, we get thin again up here. You can see we get thick up here and thin up here. Nice, contorted. What are you trying? Who are you trying with? Take profit? Yeah. I like take profit. Really like take profit. Flow zone will get you 40% off there. No activation fee. Really good. I use them. Just dancing here. We're dancing between these anchors and this higher volume node that we're starting to build up, this green box. And they're starting to build it more and more up here now. So we can see a lot of volume being built here at the moment. Looking for that second leg higher, and then I can think about the short. Problem is with the long here, what am I risking off? If you're thinking, why aren't you going long? The flow zones are starting to flip. Well, we're not above the deep pullback flow zones. We're not above the anchored VWAP of the sell. We're in a strong move down. I'd rather trade something like that. It might not come. It might be that they V-shape all the way up. I do not know what their plan and intention is, but that's what I'm going to wait for. So this might be the start of the second leg here. It's a retest of 700. Failing at 700 again. No sign of settling down here. Waiting to see if VIX can hold a bid now over 1686. I guess will be key. And if VIX finds a bid there, then we might get that move back down. Flow zone, all one word, Harish. Flow zone, capitals, I think it is, one word. Everything's down below. If you go to the comments under here, everything's there. Yeah, journal on Tradeify is really good. It's probably one of the best parts about it. 700s. Ish. How far into this H1 do we trade? $744s. What's from open close? 737s. Again, trying to be patient. Oh, I'm getting very tired. I'm thinking, should I even be here? This is a lot longer than I normally trade for. I'm going to get really tired soon. I've got to be careful. I think there's at least one more good setup here. Tessa looking dangerous. Looking dangerous if it reclaims that 38. Dangerous if it reclaims 38 there on Tessa, I'd say. If it doesn't reclaim 38, then it'll be all right. What am I waiting for setup wise? I'm waiting for the 2-leg pullback to finish for a reshort to take back down towards the point of origin where we found bids. All right, so I'm waiting for some form of second leg and then some form of area where buyers get stuck and a reshort with partials along the way. And if we get really lucky, we get all the way down here. But if not, just looking for that. And then if they base out here, if I really wanted to, I could think about the long backup at that point. Still stuck here in this lower volume. Well, it was lower volume. We're starting to trade through it. The low volume now is really at 04s. Like that. 10s. Nvidia cannot get a base over previous day low at the moment. It is struggling to get a close over it. Yeah, guys, sorry, just catching up with chat there. There's a video on all the volume I use. This, and if you don't have it paid for, you can use VRVP. All right, that will help you. Just remember, VRVP will move depending on where you're moving your what's available for it to see. So you have to remember that. When you keep getting stuck here, it's worth noting we keep getting stuck here. I kind of want one more blow off through it, but it's not doing it. Stuck at those 700s. Volume came in there. And that last push at 705, volume came in. Nvidia's starting to break down. I'm watching this very carefully at this point. What's the edge of this? 81s. It's starting to look a bit heavy here for backside. If they start pushing and failing, they might be in trouble here. The only thing is Nvidia's still holding on. And it hasn't completed a second leg. It did poke through and make a new high and fail. There might be that sort of short back down towards the lows coming soon if they can't break out here. Definitely keep getting stuck up here. I need to put like a shot clock on this, I think. Might be that they do the push on the new hour and then fail. Okay, here we go. All right, in this now. Small size. Watching this anchor. They're holding this anchor. You'll be careful here. If they hold this anchor, I'm going to just take it all off. Why has that disappeared on here? Got to get it back on. Low. There we go. All right, they need to stay heavy versus 94, otherwise I'm out. That can be an internal sweep to go higher for the second leg. ES holding on. Don't like seeing that liquidity at 10s. If we close over previous day low, will it just erase this whole move and tomorrow we will start a bullish sentiment? If we close over previous day low, we're starting to bid back up. Yes, that would be a failed break. If we closed back above this, we are looking very bullish. So then tomorrow I'd be looking for something down here to bid up, depending on the structure. This does not look good right now. That's why I only put a starter on. Let's take this off. What's that level there? 95. Oh, we might go into a sideways range here like earlier by the looks of it. We're starting to just do nothing again. We've just got stuck. Sweep for a second leg. Well, yeah, it's an internal sweep. It's possible. The thing is, VIX is starting to find a bid at that level that we talked about. That's 1680. It's found a bid in front of it. $710s is where they're hanging out. I'm flat now, by the way, folks. Just had a little starter on. Didn't like it. Took it off. Just in case it wanted to firm up. Check my tick chart when we're looking there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much relief it wants. Do you think trading off a higher time frame for newer traders equals better success? Well, everything I do is based off higher time frame. So yeah, you don't want to be scalping a lower time frame unless you understand what the higher time frame is doing. Higher time frame dictates everything. If you can trade an alignment of higher time frame, it will, your probabilities of winning will be much, much greater because you'll be trading with higher time frame market flow, which is where, you know, big institutions are trading off. They are not trading off, you know, what a 500 tick or a 1 minute or 2 minute are doing. They're trading on hourly, 4 hour, daily, weekly bars. They don't really care about anything else. They got too much size to care about a 1 minute. So definitely kind of thin above and below the current level. Well, we're building out. Yeah, I mean, we're building out a lot. This is very much like earlier. Think about this build out. We're building out here. All right, remember we took lots of low hanging fruit. The only thing left is if we really want to come down there. We're stuck between anchor VWAP off the low and the sell VWAPs right now. So this is the liquidity build. Maybe it builds that second leg up, which would be fantastic, and then comes back down. And then whether they build back up of this or here, or they let the whole thing go on a 2-leg drive, will still yet to be seen. If we go to a daily, let's just have a quick look at what we're doing on a daily. We're still holding that transition that I talked about. This was off the weekly newsletter. All right, this level here was key. This level right here. All right, we drifted just below it into this daily imbalance. You can see that imbalance right here. All right, and we're holding it. Until we get below here, that will be a big problem for the market because we'll leave this up here. Though we could possibly come back and retest this old high. Where would the bigger problem be? Underneath that. All right, if we leave an island high, especially if we have a big gap down day one day, this would be a problem. Until then, this is still a pullback to go higher, right? This low created this high on a daily. This can still be a pullback to go higher. But we're starting to shift sentiment in terms of hourlies and 4 hours, but definitely not on the weeklies or dailies. I think it will accumulate and go up. It's very possible that it needs a new leg up. Remember, we like the 2 legs. So something like this into here would be fantastic, a retest of this. I'm not completely convinced right now, given how weak we are acting elsewhere. Tesla is at that 38 though. Remember I said that inverse head and shoulder on Tesla is possible. It's at that 38. That could start dragging the market up with it. Nvidia's reclaimed PDL. Microsoft's hanging out at low of day, has not taken out PDL. Meta is hanging out at low of day at IBL, not looking good. Google is not back up at VWAP yet, but has found a bid off the 47s, is inside of its IBL. If it holds IBL, maybe there's a trade back up to VWAP for Goog. Amazon looks weak. Apple looks weak, trading back down towards low of day, rejecting IBL and VWAP. All right, so it's not like across the board we look like we're in a hurry to try and find bids right now. Quite the opposite. Nice work, Coop. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get off here as well, folks. I'll wait for this new hourly bar. I've traded an extra hour than normal with you all. We'll wait for this new hourly bar. See if we can offer that expansion and then failure. So we give it what we're going to give it at least 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes. So if the new hourly bar trades above the old hourly high, pushes up into here, and then fails back below, there's a trade back down into this kind of block. We're starting to find acceptance here. Look how we've moved value down. But if they can't trade through this thin block, if sellers keep protecting this, they will keep trading lower. Back in towards that anchor VWAP here. No, giveaways at 110. 110. Don't think we're going to get there. Most people have left for the day, I think. This is a problem. We just go into this non-existent. We do these really big moves just like yesterday, and then we just stop. And we just stop. Video back under PDL. Keeps getting stuck. New H1 bar coming. We're holding anchor view up off the low so far. Love a second leg higher, but at the moment I'm not convinced it's going to give it. I want the second leg higher because I want to get short. That's what I'm looking for the second leg higher for, but I'm not convinced right now it's going to give it. Yeah, exactly, Bowden. I agree. I'm trying to wait for this new H1 before I make a decision. See if they can give like a little swipe higher first. Printing a lot of inside bars here on M5. Here's anchor view up. There's anchor view up off the low. We're stuck between the sell view ups and the view ups off the low. All right, and this is condensing. How much range have we got here? 20 points. Just like earlier, 20 points. 20 points of range. Tesla at those 38s, I'm telling you, it's dangerous on Tesla. Oh. Out of here shortly, guys. That was a long stream today. Missed the opportunity, called the opportunity, missed the opportunity. My bad. Missed the accuracy today. It's okay. It happens. Hopefully lots of you got it. One minute left. Where does it get thick again? 87s, 800s basically. Boy, that's a long way. That is a long way. Basically from 712 up to 775. It's very thin. Video reclaiming previous day low here. It's trying to have a little squeeze out. New hourly candle coming right here, right now. Do they do anything with it at all? Mate, Tesla looks dangerous to me. Looks very dangerous to build out a right shoulder and go and take out previous day highs and squeeze up. Very dangerous, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. Come on, H1, up you go. So looking for H1 to trade into its old imbalance, and then you can be looking for a failure once we get above those old highs. But remember, we're thin. H1 is basically thin from 705 all the way up to 777. That's what I'd be worried about. You'd want this for a trade back down. If it reclaims this and it comes up here, the amount of shorts that will get stuck down here, that would be betting short down here, if we get up here, will start to get squeezed out and cooked. So that's what I'd be watching. Yeah, held the anchor, exactly. That's why anchor is really useful. Held the anchor. It's trapped between all three anchors right now. All right, I'm definitely done here, folks. I'm definitely done. Missed opportunity today. That is my bad. That is my bad. I've just got to take it on the chin. It's hard to take when it was such an obvious, easy setup, and my stop placement was horrific, absolutely horrific. But it just shows that I am human. Stopped out in the money. It's not like stopped out of the money, but only making like a couple $100 when probably 4,000 plus bucks on the table. There is tough, but hey, it is what it is. All right, team, back tomorrow. Same thing again. You know what you're looking for this afternoon. All right, watch this 2-leg. If you see a failure, there's probably a rotation back down to where we found buyers from. If they start reclaiming, all right, the previous week value area high and up here, remember, we didn't sweep any of this. Not swept, not swept, not swept, not swept, not swept. Be very careful if we get up here. All right, you'd want a rejection in this thin range, I would say. And at the very max up here, you do not want to be short up here. If you're up here, it's probably going to go higher. All right, remember, higher time frame is still, daily is still bullish. But in this session, we are definitely in a short rotation. All right, team, big love. And yeah, sorry, if you got stopped out with me today, I can't do anything but apologize. Sometimes I don't get it perfect. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll go over the same stuff. I'm going to have a little break here, guys, in Discord. Need to catch my breath, get some food, and we'll go again. Peace and love, everyone. Take care.